with the IRC client, but we are good to go now. Okay, looks like Nahiri is starting from the Sanctuary. Gonna get, whoa! Silver arrows right off the bat. Won't need those till the absolute very end of the seed, but still, a very good item to get, for sure. Definitely make some bosses and enemy kills a lot faster. And, oh, wow, we got a rod in the Link's house as well. Looks like Nahiri is going to be doing a Houlihan strat to start. Going to get some rupees, so we can afford all the stuff in Kakariko and beyond for potentially Zora. Meanwhile, Zephlar going to be checking out the Uncle Cave. 2 treasures in there, and if he gets the fighter sword, he may opt to go to the actual escape sequence and start grabbing some items there. And yes, the rod that he got from Link's house was the fire rod. Actually, that's a good item to get for escape. That could actually be a good substitution for destroying any enemies that are in the escape section. So, really, really good item to start with. But we'll see what he does. Just a piece of heart. Then Nahiri is going to grab all of his rupees. He's going to leave and also pick up the fire rod.
Test? There we go.
Hello. Yeah, there we go.
That was weird.
Okay, well, welcome back, Drake Tempest, my co-host in this commentary.
I'm surprised Zephlar didn't decide to just go straight to escape. There's a little bit of magic in that fire rod, and he could have used it for to at least clear out to Zelda, I think. Or am I judging the abilities of that far too much?
I think just in terms of the magic that he was able to get, like, it does cost quite a bit of magic. I think he'd only have really only one use, and he'd have to get, like, other magic drops from inside the castle.
That's true.
Anyway, in the Lumberjack, we just have a red rupee, so that will not come into play, and until we get more items, we won't know for sure if Aghanim will be required or not.
Right, so Nahiri, getting her Uncle Escape done. Finding the bombs on that tree pole.
Ooh, that is definitely one of the better tree poles. Because that will open up all of Kakariko.
Wow, we got a jet seed. That's a red cane mushroom.
Yeah, first silvers, then the fire rod, now the cane. My gosh, this will probably be a jet seed, but
the only way this could slow down at all is if they don't find the sword forever.
Yeah. Because that sword, like, it is open mode, and there's quite a bit you can do in open mode without the sword, but there are definitely 3 points if you want to count, obviously, the Ganon fight at the very end. But yeah, there's the curtain in Mothula's dungeon, and also the curtain in Aghanim's tower if you do need to actually go there, so a sword will definitely be required at some point.
Alright, and Zephlar, checking the blind hut. This is another dense area. We could see something interesting. That's a moon pearl in escape.
Ooh, yeah, escape definitely looking like to be a good call here, but as we discussed, yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to use the rest of the fire rod to get through the rest of this with some of the other enemies in here.
It'll be tight, if anything.
One thing he could potentially do is kill the guy in the next room, open up the door. Oh wait, no, he needs to get rid of 2 guards now.
He still needs a key. Maybe the Nahiri's hoping for something in that chest. Nope, they got bombs.
That's true. Bombs, yeah, bombs can work. Don't want to waste them though.
That is,
he'll be fine.
That is a suicidal bomb strategy.
It is, but he does have the pots in the next room for the chain guard, so he will be able to clear out this portion of escape.
Now my question is he setting up for a... Nahiri setting up for a death warp? Did Zephlar find those gloves in the well?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. So we've got two major items in two different directions.
Mm-hmm. Yep, using the pot strats for the ball and chain guard. Only takes 2 pots. That's okay. This is all he needs.
But that does ruin a death warp.
That is true, yeah. May opt to just save and quit at this point.
Zephlar with the chicken clip. And a bottle. So he can full clear Kakariko.
That's nice, yeah. Definitely nice to have that. Unless you want to count the library as part of Kakariko too, but even then, that's just intel at that point.
I did not see. I'm guessing nothing exciting from the Zelda chest.
No, it was nothing exciting. You did not miss much from that.
I wonder how long it's going to take Zephlar to get to the escape sequence. Because this could put Nahiri ahead. While the escape sequence is something that can be put off, Kakariko is usually picked up pretty early by just about every runner.
Yeah, and it seems like, well, I guess with the gloves anyway, it might lead him in a slightly different direction too, so...
Yeah. Zephlar might check out other areas, especially if he's comfortable with Dark Room.
And one of the tree poles actually being the small magic bottles, which is especially nice for this seed if they're going to start with the fire rod as opposed to a sword.
Alright, I did not see what was in the race.
It was a save and
heartbeat.
quit? Yeah,
like.
I believe so.
Well, that's not the worst thing.
Yeah. Also, bear with us on Zephlar's screen, everyone. Zephlar is in another country in a hotel room, doing his best to still get his race in, despite being away. So you'll probably see a few like little freezes here and there, but we'll still see all the action, I'm sure.
All the important things, anyway.
Mm-hmm. In the secondary escape, sewer chest giving some hearts and some extra hearts to their health meter, which is nice. And we get a map check from Nahiri. We have Red Pendant and Tower of Hera, then crystals in Eastern and Desert.
Doesn't look like red crystal, so...
Yeah, they were just normal crystals, so we haven't seen crystals 5 and 6 just yet, but we'll know for sure that they're going to be in the Dark World.
Oh, that's a lot of money in the pond.
Yeah, that is a bad place to drop your wallets, but Zephlar is going to benefit from that.
I figured Gary just decided to store his life savings. Maybe he just doesn't trust any banks.
Yeah, maybe just like, he drowned his money stash there in hopes that no one would drain the dam ever, so... Okay, Zephlar gonna check the mini Moldorm Cave next. Doesn't have any magic, so you will have to use bombs for this.
That's really awkward, too. It's one of the reasons why I'll always, sometimes wait to check me.
There is a small strat you can use where you kind of hold the bomb for a while, wait till it's about to explode, then throw it, so you kind of have like a point-blank shot. But yeah, it is kind of it is tricky to dodge a little bit.
I did not catch what Zephlar got from the generous guy in there. Sword.
Ooh, we have a sword. Generous guy in this cave being very generous, giving him a frontline weapon to use since he didn't have a lot of magic for that fire rod.
Who knows? We might get a vanilla ice rod too. That would be funny. I would enjoy that.
It could be. It could. That ice rod could be quite literally anywhere, even in its vanilla location. It can only be pretty much in every location except one, and that is the drop on Trinex.
Which is unfortunate if Trinex is required.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate if it's required, and you literally have to look everywhere for that ice rod, because that can troll you so hard just because it can be anywhere.
But unfortunately, our vanilla ice rod dreams are gone. And with that sword, it looks like Zephlar is heading into the escape to get his Moon Pearl.
That'll be a nice acquisition, and with that, he will only be, and I guess Nahiri too, will only be one item away from going to the Dark World, and that will be a very, very good thing for them, just so it'll allow them to kind of just make some more progress without having to fight Aghanim.
I think the only thing that would make me nervous at this would be, where is the land?
Yeah, that could be a worrisome venture, but they definitely have a few more locations to check. Looks like Nahiri is going to Agina's cave, and there's also the Eastern Palace and Sashrala Chest too.
They have a lot of locations to check. Nahiri checking the entrance rando area, doing some farming. That's always the entrance I forget about when doing it. It's so out of the way.
It is, but that is definitely like one extra advantage to going over to Agina's cave if you have the power gloves, so you can very quickly go in there and get some more rupees.
Yep. Speaking of Agina, getting that check on Nahiri's. Zephlar with the fire rod kill on the ball and chain guard.
Yeah, that is definitely why you want to keep a fire rod around for the escape sequence, because that guy literally goes down in one shot.
Well, that's why I always you always want to have fire rod when you get Aghanim tower.
Oh yeah, for sure, because there's a lot of those ball and chain guards.
Agina not paying off, unfortunately. We might get a backup escape check from Zephlar. Or not.
Looks like he could be doing, yeah, is he doing a Houlihan? Because he has enough rupees at this point.
I don't know why he'd do Houlihan, but no.
Oh, okay, no.
He's going to Zora. Okay.
Okay, we'll see how this pays off here.
I mean, he has the money, and it's an out-of-the-way location. No real good time to check it.
Yeah, I do kind of question this call, just because at this point, especially going this route, he's not going to have any access to any other locations that are in this area, which means that if he has to do this, he'll have to come back later.
I'm just hoping the crabs don't get him.
Looks like one of the crabs did nick him a little bit, but he did make it just fine.
Those things do 2 hearts of damage. Really, really dangerous.
Yeah, well, thankfully they have blue mail, so it won't do as much damage, but yeah, they can definitely be very scary to deal with.
It's entirely possible that Zephlar does know how to fake Flipper, but
That is true, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, even then, like, I still question it just because they didn't have flippers to check the other
that's
locations.
a death by Nahiri using Fairy.
Ooh, and just very expensive bombs at Zora.
Getting some Gucci bomb. Gucci's still an expensive brand. I would.
Okay, we are back at the mini Moldorm cave once again.
Nahiri's having a little trouble.
At this point, like another weapon that'd be good to use against those guys is the Canis Amaria, just because it doesn't use that much magic, and you can kind of block them and push them out of your way a little bit.
Nahiri has enough magic. I would just use Fire Rod at the...
That's true, yeah. Fire Rod would also work too, but just to be safe, I guess, because there is a chance you could miss with the Fire Rod more so than the cane, I feel like.
I won't argue that. We got a Sashrala. Let's see what's in the back of his house. That's a red mail.
Or defense. That's good. That's very, very good. So I think at this point, like, we're kind of forced to see progression inside Eastern because we don't have the lamp to even consider Agonon's cave right now, or not Agonon, Agonon's tower right now.
Or the back end of...
Yes, exactly.
I did not see what was in... Oh, no, Zephlar didn't check, did he?
What did he not check?
The back end of Escape.
You know, he did not. It's just hearts, though. A heart piece and a heart container, and I believe a key. Yeah, I think Eastern is the only way to go at this point, because, yeah, like, everything else is blocked up by the lamp or something else.
It is the play to make.
Just a map from the first chest.
Alright.
Well, that's possible. It could have the book, too. That'll lead them over to Desert to find progression over there.
Could go Hammer.
Yeah, yeah, at this point I think it's either going to be, like, Hammer, Lantern, Flute, Book, one of those items.
It has. I can't really think of any other item they have. Or Mirror. No, Mirror wouldn't help at this point, would it?
No, as far as logic, yeah, it wouldn't. Now, if these runners are familiar with dark rooms, they can go to Death Mountain through the Old Man Cave and do that room in the dark, which is not a really hard dark room to do, but it's not what the logic is telling our runners to do at this point.
It would be a pretty big... Oh, Zephlar putting out in the full magic. Nope, I'm wrong.
You got it, don't worry about it. There
That's
it is!
a hammer.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because, like, yeah, it's good to get the hammer, especially right now, because it opens up Dark World, but that also, I think, opens up the most things he can do right now, so it's kind of... He's going to be, like, trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be my next play once I leave Eastern.
Jacobs with a pun. What a smashing find.
Yes. Yeah, you could go straight to Skull Woods from the Kakriko side. You could check out the Dark World Hype Cave as well.
We're getting a waterfall options by Nahiri.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, because Nahiri does have the Moon Pearl, he can do this little sequence break right here where you can grab these two chests. Gonna talk to the fairy, but stop it!
Chest robust.
Yeah. And now we're gonna get the 500 rupee bomb bust that's up here now, too.
Alright, Zephlar found the big key. I didn't see. Did he find a compass?
I don't think so. No, he didn't.
Okay.
Not yet.
So
There's
this could
one
be
item left.
it's either compass or the last remaining item. Ooh,
Compass. Ooh.
Armos has the last item. That's a double dip.
Yep. We will get that item at some point, but not right now. Okay, so Zephlar could be banking on maybe Death Mountain right now.
Maybe. I would think he'd be more comfortable going into Dark World.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's where he's going. I'm so used to seeing other runners, and myself included, go into the Dark World Hype Cave first, because it's right there, and it's 5 more items you could get.
He could make his way over there. I'm hoping that he does a Skullwoods check.
You probably will. It's kind of a running joke right now where Skullwoods in version 26 pretty much has something in every single seed, so would not be surprised to see this check here.
In fact, if it's a required dungeon, he could just straight up finish it.
That's true. I would be very scared to do Mothula under such low health, but he does have that red
It
now,
is
thankfully.
required for the green pendant in Town and blue in Swamp.
And the 5 and 6 crystals are in Ice Palace and Turtle Rock, respectively. So, pretty high chance that the Pyramid Fairy is not going to have something, just because Turtle Rock has so many item requirements, and since they need that to beat that in order to get the Pyramid Fairy, it's highly unlikely we won't see that come into play.
Nope. We got a double kill on the Beetles, Zephlar. It's always interesting trying to set those up so that they won't get in the way on their way out.
Yeah.
Alright. We've got a fighter shield, first item. And kegs. Pick up the boss key. Oh, he's going for a quick check on the Twitch.
This is the part where you really want to have the Canis Maria, just so you can kind of easily do this room without pushing that statue around.
Right. Unfortunately, the play did not make up do anything. That's just a compass. But he might be going to pick up spare. Yeah.
Ooh, and I think he's gonna go for it.
Is he just go moding?
I mean, he does have that fairy, doesn't he? So he might be thinking that he'll be okay.
I believe he does still have the fairy, but that's still a risky call. Nahiri getting her hammer, or their hammer, his hammer? Unclear. Oh, that's the flippers.
Ooh, flippers. Okay, so yeah, once again, Skullwoods is paying off.
Unfortunately, those aren't necessary. Well, no. Okay. Backpedaling before I finish that statement. They are required for the Ice Palace.
Yeah, and also with 6 potential items in Swamp Palace, there always could be something floating in there.
There could. That's a nice full magic drop. jellyfish are being really nice this run.
Yeah, some runners will opt to try to sequence break this room a little bit and kind of like step on the corners to avoid the star tiles, but I usually like going through this room to get some of the drops because sometimes you'll get some extra health, you'll have more magic for this next room, so sometimes it's not too bad to snake around there and try to grab some extra stuff.
I don't think there's really that much in there that I would want, so I usually just do the short break. Meanwhile, Nahiri is doing the vanilla route, clearing out big key chest. I honestly don't blame this call.
Yeah, it's always nice to kind of conserve magic, especially if you need that to get some extra hits on Mothula down right here.
It could be really effective to have like high magic going into Mothula. It makes the fight so much.
It looks like he did the Gibdo kind of troll him a little bit though, because he now only has like half of his magic going into the fight. But
that's a problem, but not necessarily a big one.
Yeah, the thing with Mothula is you want to have patience for this. You don't want to be super aggressive just because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. He's doing a pretty good job right now, but getting hit by the spikes a little bit.
As you say that about not going aggressive, he goes full ham.
Yeah, he could have stood to maybe just kind of like been a little bit passive here. It's definitely more important to avoid the projectiles as opposed to getting all the hits in on them. But he does make it through, so that's good.
Nahiri, meanwhile, is doing the dark room for escape. That could pay off.
Yeah, this dark room can be pretty challenging, especially from this front, because you're trying to kill a rat that has a key, and you cannot see where that rat is. So you have to be very vigilant with your spin attacks here.
Fun fact though, you can kind of use the audio.
Oh, and there's also torches in here too. Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
And those torches actually affect the entire section.
Yes. Chances are they'll go out though before you reach the chest room, like right there. But still, that rat room is probably the toughest room in this section.
Yeah. There are also torches in that chest room.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Ooh, nice evasion of that red guard on Zephlar's side. I could have sworn he took a hit right there, but he did not.
Nahiri's searching for that torch. There we go. It's a book!
Ooh, book.
It's a book!
And see, when Nahiri goes over to the Dark World Kakariko, he can potentially check out the pedestal too before he goes into the Dark World.
Good. Zephlar with an ether medallion in the outhouse.
With both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock required, it is definitely good to find those medallions as early as possible.
It is a relief. Piece of heart in the chess game, a little bit of love. So where do you think the flute is, since that's also required?
Where is that flute? I'm gonna say it's gonna be in here in Thieves Town.
I'm going to negate the commentary. Say that It's probably not in Thieves Town.
Okay, well.
Because every time I've said something or brought something up, it's been in the next chest.
Okay, fair enough.
I wish I was joking about that.
There's the map check again if you missed it the first time.
No, it's not going to be a pedestal seed.
Uh,
Not with this many items. Alright, Nahiri, going into Skullwoods, has the same idea as Zephlar. That's a Master Sword! Hello!
ooh, that's pretty good. Meanwhile, Nahiri taking his journey through the Skullwoods dungeon with a bit more health than what Zephlar had, so that'll definitely be nice.
It will. And Hawkus, as much as I wish it was Swamp Big Chest, I don't think it's going to be Swamp Big. I think what's more likely to happen, Zephlar's probably going to fight in Thieves Town chest. Right. Nahiri went through the Gibdo bumper room. Don't really know why, though.
Yeah, as I found out very recently, that room just carries a small key, and there's always a small key in that chest. So
There has to be.
yeah, so unless like you just don't get a small key in the rooms before, like you don't have to go in there.
And the only time that would happen is if it was like big key or both items. Those two.
Right.
Which at that point, you don't really want to continue Skullwoods anyway.
Yeah.
Zephlar is making quick work of the Thieves Town.
Ooh, I was actually worried that Nahiri was going to get grabbed right there.
Both of these runners are playing kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it's very good that they have the male upgrades, because they do not have a lot of health right now, so that'll definitely help out getting into the later stages of this seed.
Realistically, that could be why they're playing so dangerous.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, and Tempered Sword in Thieves Town as well.
That is a double sword upgrade in Thieves Town. So what do we got in the big chest?
Maybe another sword upgrade with how this is going.
Oh, is there butter? That would be nice.
Swords Town, yeah, like the...
Nope, just a burrito.
This one up.
Get the ghost pepper salsa ready.
I think there is one more item, though, so Blind could have the butter sword.
The Legend of Zelda Blind Swords Adventure. Zephlar seems to be having a little bit of trouble with the conveyor belt. I'm gonna put that down to Jellyfish.
Yeah.
I don't think he should take on Blind. Wait.
Honestly, like, just getting... Like, he wants to get to there really quickly, just so he can, if he does die, he can just start from the very beginning. Almost taking the death right there, though. Ooh.
I think if you position Blind and then don't leave, but you do die, he won't disappear.
No, like, Blind will still be there once you deliver her to this room. It's just that the first Blind fight is easier than coming back and doing it again, because the pattern won't be consistent like it is on this first run.
And Blind with the pizza puns.
Unfortunately, Zephlar does take a death. I think he is gonna... Yeah, gonna give this one more try with more health.
Which makes sense. Blind's one of those bosses you don't really want to do again.
Yeah, but thankfully it's also a case where blind is relatively close to the entrance, so if you do die and
Nahiri
come
is
back later, you can...
having a bit of problem. Shame they don't have powder.
Yeah, I don't think Nahiri has that fairy anymore either, so it's going to be
Nahiri's
really
fairy
tough fight.
got taken away pretty early.
Ooh.
There's the death. Plus side, that's more health to go through the dungeon.
It is true.
Meanwhile, we got a round 2 for Zephlar. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, Nahiri didn't get the flippers either. He's going to go do that now.
Oh!
Rip.
That was actually a really close fight, too. If he got that second Samaria block out on that phase, he probably could have gotten it through.
Maybe. Nahiri collecting flippers. Heading in for a round 1 with Mothula. And doing a little dance with the Gyptos?
Oh, probably taking a death warp here.
Alright, yeah. Alright, I'll accept that.
Yeah, I think he was, like, observing his situation. He's like, you know, I'm going to just take a lot of damage here. I may as well just start back from the beginning.
Now, if you had this knowledge in advance that the swords were in town and that flippers and shield were in Skullwoods, would you go to Thievestown first, do you think?
Well, if I absolutely had the knowledge, yeah, I probably would go to Thievestown first. But, again, in Rando, you just don't know unless it's a seed you've played before. So it's kind of hard to say that, like, that would be my call.
Alright, Nahiri is in a slightly better spot. That is an unfortunate grab.
And yes, this is Group O of the secondary tournament.
Nahiri having to start over from the beginning again. It looks like they're finally fed up and are just doing the best they can right now. Right, double Gyptos hit. Meanwhile, Blind, phase 1. Solid phase 1. Going into phase 2.
I definitely understand the mindset of our runners. I get like this too, where it's just, I want, like, if I keep dying to a boss, I just want to keep doing it until I beat them, because I know I can. It's just wanting to have that vengeance and just wanting to get them taken care of so you don't have to do that walk of shame later.
And what were the standings for our runners?
Both of our runners are, at this point, they cannot progress on to the next round. The 2 from their group have already been decided. So they're not really playing to get into the tournament. They're just having their required match for the standings.
Their 4th match.
Yeah, their 4th match.
I believe it was 0-3 and 1-2.
Yes, 0-3 for Nahiri and 1-2 for Zephlar. It's for pride, exactly.
Sometimes it's the best reason.
Nahiri is opting to take a break from Mothula and maybe going to Thievestown, which would be a good call because they'll at least get the sword upgrades and maybe have a little more confidence heading back to Mothula later.
I don't think this break was something they wanted to do, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is sort of a forced break.
Yeah, there are times where you just kind of have to let go of that stubbornness and just kind of go, well, okay, well, I'm not doing anything right now. Let me see if I can find something else that could help me with this later.
Well, it's more because they're out of mana.
Oh, that too, yeah. Ooh, and Zephlar does get the kill on Blind here, so Blind
Half a
has
heart
taken care
left.
of.
Took Blind's ill-gotten gain. And Blind is a pendant dungeon. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, Green Pendant, which Green Pendant could lead to something. So
It
all
could.
this, this may have not been in vain for doing this. Yeah, Blind is a thief, so we're just taking all what he stole, and then instead of giving it back to the villagers, we're gonna use that to our advantage to save the world from other dangers. It's kind of our reward, I guess. Our reward is what they took.
I think we're getting a digging game and probably a stumpy check. Which, in the routing, it makes sense.
Yeah, at this point, I'd agree.
Nahiri got a slightly better chest. With money instead of a heart.
Yeah, this is also nice because Zephlar will be able to check the Dark World Hype Cave as well. 5 chests, so there'll be hopefully some hearts because he really he's probably really wanting some extra hearts right now.
I did not catch what he dug up, but it does not appear to have been anything important. Wait, when did he get Titan?
Oh, maybe he got Titans from the digging game.
We have a mysterious Titans pickup. We don't know where that came from.
I guess the digging game, since we didn't see it.
And it's time for the Blacksmith World Tour.
Oh no, Zephlar just started lifting like off camera, so he just got stronger, so he can start lifting those other boulders. Oh, Nahiri's actually opting to go down here and do the digging game too, so we'll see officially that this was the gold nodes.
It's probably the best call, considering Thieves Town is a pendant. Oh, and a lot of runners don't really want to do a pendant.
Yeah, that is true. Most runners will want to just focus on crystal dungeons if they have to, but with version 26,
yeah, it was the Titans myth.
Version 26, you do not want to skip dungeons, and as we know right here, that dungeon contains 2 sword upgrades, so...
Which, not essential, but would be beneficial.
Well, 1 sword upgrade is definitely essential, because you need at least Master Sword to finish the game, but...
I did not catch what the last 2 items in Hype Cave were, but...
I did not either, but he does have more health now, so that is definitely something good from that.
Alright, and we're ending our Blacksmith World Tour, taking him back home.
It looks like, though, Nahiri is opting to do kind of the same route right here, so we'll at least see what those items are when we get there.
And we'll also be seeing the blacksmith moment. Right, it was apart from the thief. And
just 10 arrows.
And a disappointment cave. And 20. It's the money smiths. It's the counterfeiters.
You give them 10 rubies, they give you those back, and along with 10 extra ones.
Wow, there's not a lot of hype. We need to hype this up. It looks like Nahiri might be doing that for us. Are we getting a pyramid check or a pod check?
Maybe both. Maybe throw in even a catfish check too. We'll have to see.
Zephlar making good use of those Titan mitts. we still don't have the lamp yet, so there's still most of Death Mountain locked.
Yeah, that's right. Without lamp or flute, Death Mountain, and even more than that, without the mirror and hookshot, like yeah, Death Mountain.
Realistically, though, they could do Ice Palace.
That's true. Ice Palace is open.
I don't believe either runner is going to opt to do that early, though.
Yeah, I think also with the missing hookshot, that's also not really a great idea. You can get all the items without hookshot, but there is something with the logic involving hookshot that just kind of makes it.
There is one room that you have to traverse, but that can be negated by.
At the very least, we'll know that hookshot is probably not in there unless it's in like some of the non-hookshot block chests.
Peg Cave, just a hot 20. Kiri is getting that catfish. It's not buttered this time, but unfortunately, but maybe it'll actually give us something.
Now we'll see here. Throwing a bush inside there. Let's see what we're gonna get from in turn.
Just
more money.
Rupees.
Zephlar opting to do the purple chest right here.
Not a bad call. It's the
Definitely,
mirror!
definitely not a bad call. There is the mirror.
We got a mirror. That opens up a few more locations.
Yeah, that does open up a swap palace for the potential that, you know, hookshot could be in there, which could lead to a full clear of that. But since it's a pendant, it may be advisable just to go in there to check what you can get without the hookshot.
Who knows? It might even have a hookshot.
That's true, it might. That's where it is in the vanilla version of the game, so yeah, very well could be.
I mean, it could be anything. It could even be a boat. Wait.
I don't think there's a boat item in Link to the Past, but
That's true.
Closest thing to that is the flippers, and we already have those, so.
It could be a bottle.
True. Let's see what the desert ledge item is. I don't think we actually saw this from Nahiri.
We did not, and can't access
a heart container.
Anyway, we do not have the flute.
I like the way his screen paused right there. It just said continue, not save and quit. It's just like, well, I guess I can't save and quit then.
Nope. No S&Q for you. So now it looks like Zephlar might be going down. Check. Did Zephlar check Hobo? I don't believe he did.
I don't think so, no. No, I don't think Zephlar did any fake flipper stuff. There's no quitting in Randomizer, yeah.
Right. Nahiri also heading down here. Are they going for... Oh, no, they didn't check it either. No, they did. Yeah. They did.
Maybe they didn't. No, I think Nahiri just checked Zora. And, well, no. Yeah, he just checked the Zora area. He didn't do Hobo.
I was excited. I thought Nahiri was making this Ice Palace play.
There's still time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Nahiri definitely checked Zora, just not Hobo.
We have a Zora check coming, a Waterfall check coming from Zephlar.
Yeah, Zephlar did get the Zora item already, which was just bombs, but he did not check here because he went the long way around.
And he did not have flippers. Or fake
right. Even then, I don't think he had the Moon Pearl at that point.
He did.
Anyway. Oh, he did? Okay.
Zephlar throwing in the bottle.
That's actually something that people don't realize. If you give them a bottle, you actually get the bottle filled with a potion, I believe. Looks like Nahiri is going to check the desert area, like the actual desert palace, because Nahiri does have the book.
Let's hope it's not lamp locked though. Not lamp locked. Well,
Boot locked.
boot locked. We got
Okay.
the ice palace check from Zephlar though.
Okay, this could be a really good check. Ice Palace is finishable right now, so it can be finished, but we'll see what
Desert
happens with
without
those
boots,
hookshot
risk it.
chests. Yeah, for sure. Vultures showing why they rule the desert. They're just giving Nahiri a hard time as he goes into that dungeon.
Zephlar getting the penguin chest. I did not see what it was.
Unfortunately, I did not either.
That's the fourth sword in desert.
Yep, all the sword upgrades have been found. We have 2 in Thieves Town and 1 here in Desert Palace.
Unfortunately, desert is boot locked, so that has to come back later.
Wonder if this will actually be an incentive to go back and finish off Mothula for Nahiri.
Or Thieves Town.
That's true. Yeah, Thieves Town would be a really good check at that point. You'd have Butter Sword, which literally enemies are no concern whatsoever anymore, and some bosses are a piece of cake.
We could also get. No, we're not going to get a pedestal check yet. Are we? I think we're getting a pedestal check.
Alright, if we are, let's get excited, everyone, because...
By the only person capable of doing it. Wouldn't it be great if Nahiri just switched to book and then did 180 to go straight to the warp point?
Well, that would waste a lot of time, but
it would certainly troll us commentators, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Nahiri's just probably thinking, chat really wants this right now. Okay, here we go. What do we got on the pedestal?
Maximum health increase. Just a big love.
Probably thinking, oh, that's where all the life is. It's in the pedestal. No wonder I have low hearts.
So we've got no pedestal, no Aghanim, but it does turn out to be a side quest seed. That's the Cane of Brian.
Yes, Cane of Brian.
They have some invincibility now.
I feel like the Cane of Brian is probably the most useful for, at least right now anyway, for the bosses that Zephlar has already taken out already. But it's a good item to have. It'll allow not to take damage in certain areas, which can be nice.
It does also open up Spike.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, still no... Still no lamp, though, which, by logic, Death Mountain is not the logic way to go now, but, if he knows that dark room, he can clear quite a bit of it, having Titan's Mirror and Hammer, so that could be a potential play.
I think Zephlar is just trying to figure out where to go at this point, based on logic.
Yeah.
The logic dictates that this is probably the correct path, though.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after getting the flippers and the Titans.
Titans and Fire Rod? I mean,
Yeah.
Fire Rod that early?
Yeah, this was definitely a good call.
I would have made this... Like, this is the play you make as soon as you see everything.
Flutes. We had a flute finding. It looked like, I guess.
Ice had flute, so we've got Death
Alright.
Mountain access.
There we go. That's probably the sign he was looking for Death Mountain. That or, again, Lantern, like you said.
It must have been in the penguin chest.
Yeah, at this point, I think that's where it was. Zephlar does take a death in Ice Palace. I think he is going to continue on, though, and try to finish it, which, honestly, like, yeah. May as well do that while you're here. Yeah, we think the flute was in that chest right there in the penguin room.
Right. We're going in the Mothula now. Find Nahiri. Is Nahiri going to have a clean fight?
We'll see. Again, Mothula, again, like I said, patience is the key here. Like, you don't want to be too aggressive with this fight. If you're not too aggressive, it can actually go pretty smoothly.
I don't think either of the runners are listening to you.
I don't think so either, but you know, to each their own. I mean,
That full aggro.
I wouldn't say I'm a great player of Link to the Past, so I mean, do what you're comfortable with. That's honestly what it boils down to.
That blue potion though helps, but I don't know if they're going to be able to use the fire rod to get the finishing kill.
Probably not at this point. Buddy does get it. Okay, Mothula
is down with the big key. They have both items though, so that's really unnecessary. Zephlar setting up for the bomb jump. And right into the abyss. I gotta say, that's probably one of the, first of all, most essential, and second of all, most annoying tricks to have to learn for speedrunning Zelda.
It is, but it's definitely something I think you do want to learn. Not just this bomb jump, but honestly any of the bomb jumps that can just kind of save you a lot of time in the long run, and doing this place in go mode is good.
It looks like he's just giving up on it, which I don't blame him. At half a heart.
Yeah.
This might give Nahiri a chance to catch up, though.
A little bit. I mean, he does have all the items required for Ice Palace. He could go there next. Might not be a bad idea to stop in at Thieves Town first, though, just for those other sword upgrades.
I'm curious if they're going to even bother with the purple chest. Considering the item to speed that up is actually inside the purple chest.
Right.
Are we?
I don't know.
Are we getting a bumper cave check?
That's what it looks like.
Those really angry crows. Just some money. And I'm with you, Wolfman. I'd rather do Ice Palace normally. Mostly because even normal Ice Palace, like, it's not that slow.
Yeah, once you know how Ice Palace works, and then they have the red cane too, which makes getting to the boss a lot easier than just without the red cane. But you know, it's doing the bomb jump is definitely a necessity when you're in go mode and you just want to clear it really fast.
I don't think Nahiri's lost. I think Nahiri's more thinking about their option.
Yeah, and Nahiri will be going into Thieves Town.
Getting both of those sword upgrades.
Depending on how much he clears, because there is a potential where he might just clear out the first half and then not worry about it unless he actually absolutely has to come back to it. Even then, just having the tempered sword is really, really good.
I don't know. Whenever I find a sword upgrade somewhere, I just sort of want to finish it, kind of to test it out.
I can see that.
Are they going for the... Okay, they are actually going to go check the sword chest.
Zephlar does take another death in the Ice Palace, unfortunately.
Ice Palace is not being nice to...
Definitely not.
But you kind of have to be tenacious. It is a required dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
It is, however, giving Nahiri time to catch up.
I always try to think of things from the perspective of the vanilla version of the game, where usually when you get to Ice Palace, you're already on your second row of hearts, so you have to kind of be thinking that, well, if I were playing vanilla, I'd have way more health right now, and that could be potentially putting them off.
And I think that's also what the developers planned around. Because a lot of the enemies in Ice Palace do way more damage than other enemies.
Yeah.
Kiri getting through Thieves Town pretty... I won't say cleanly, but... Oh, I definitely won't say cleanly now. So close.
That is true. When you normally go to Ice Palace, you do have green mail, so they do have way more defense than what they'd have normally if they'd played the vanilla version. But still, even just the mindset of looking at the number of hearts you have can still be just very demoralizing. Plus, like traps and stuff like spikes, they always do 1 heart of damage regardless of the mail, and there's a lot of those in here too.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was Zephlar, I'd just say screw the bomb jump. Unfortunately, that's another death. And Nahiri has opened up blind. So where do you think Nahiri's going to go after this? Do you think they're going to make the same play that Zephlar is?
I'd imagine so, just in terms of what's currently open at this point.
And how much longer do you think Zephlar is going to keep trying Ice Palace? Do you think 1 more death? At this point, at 1 more death, I'd probably just go get a potion.
Yeah, like I'd maybe consider that for sure. Like, but yeah, like I mean, he kept trying blind a number of times even after dying. So he just might be in a mindset where he's just like, I know I can do this. I'm gonna keep trying until I get this.
Well, it wouldn't even be that detrimental because, while yes, he would be ducking out of the dungeon, go activate the flute. That would give him easy access to 2 and to 8, which both of them are really good for.
Right.
Meanwhile, Nahiri about to find their 4th sword upgrade. We're about to put some butter on it.
Yep. Okay, Zephlar saving and quitting at this point. Might be thinking, you know, I'm wasting a lot of time here. Let me go do something else. And looks like he is going to activate his flute first, which I think is a good move.
It might be the play that he needs to make. Because multiple deaths in the same spot, they are not good for your morale, which is something a lot of people don't take into consideration. They're doing these runs. Meanwhile, Nahiri, living up to the sprite, getting some good Toho action in there.
I don't want to be careful, though.
Yep. I spoke too soon. And we've got the Swag Dunk Anthem going off.
And Chad telling me to sing the Swag Dunk Anthem. I don't think anyone wants to hear that, honestly, but
I will pass as well. I don't even know the Swag Dunk Anthem. Unless it's, I heard something one time. Isn't that Smash Mouth, parody?
I've never heard the Swag Duck Anthem to the tune of Smash Mouth. No, I have not heard that one.
No. It's Smash Mouth to the tune of Swag Duck.
Oh. I still have not heard that.
Okay. Alright, Nahiri, where are you going with your fresh victory? Did they finish Thieves Town? They didn't.
No, they did not.
Right. Zephlar doing the old man blind dark room. It's not that hard of a dark room to do. But, just from the screen, it looks like he's getting bodied.
Yeah.
I did not catch what the item he gave was, but... Whew. Alright, I think Nahiri going for the Ice Palace check. And if they do Ice Palace, maybe that'll lead them to the purple chest.
Maybe.
Although that was interesting routing to get here. Just 50 rupees in Spiral.
Yeah, we are getting the Death Mountain checks now, so we'll be seeing some new items potentially. Maybe some more health, which is probably what Zephlar really wants right now.
I'd be satisfied with a bottle.
Oh yeah, a bottle too. For
Another
sure.
bottle, like 2 bottles. 1 bottle is nice, but 2 bottles just makes everything so much easier. And we got our validation rupee.
Oh.
No, it's a good sign. There's only 2 of those in the game.
I guess, but it's still just 1 rupee.
Ooh, with a big key in the basement. Nahiri with the flute. It was in the penguin room.
Yeah. I think he was using the swords to kind of get back online with the door, but it looked like he was using the sword slashes as a way to celebrate that he found something.
I would too at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Let's hope Nahiri's Ice Palace is a little, easier on them than, Zephlar's. However, Zephlar looks like he's going to either full clear or, do you think he's just gonna full clear this dungeon? Because there's really not much point to...
At this point, yeah, he probably would. I mean, unlike his opponent, he does not know what's in the pedestal yet, so he could be thinking that, well, just to be clear, like if he does, so he doesn't have to come all the way back up here.
If you don't have that knowledge, it is a good idea. Oh, that's a basement.
Sometimes that blind pole could be a huge morale boost, and definitely probably looking for something like that right now.
Firelight, that pedestal is a heart.
Yes, it was a heart container.
And if the compass chest didn't have an item, that is an item inside both Moldorm and the basement. So that was a very clean kill by Zephlar with a red shield and a red pendant.
Unfortunately, I did not see many of the items in there. I know they has one of the items. I don't know if he has the other one, though.
We'll find out in a minute. If he doesn't, he's going to go back in. Yep.
Yep, okay. So there is an item in the basement.
That's a basement check.
Nahiri running into kind of the same issues that Zephlar was having with Ice Palace, looking for another way to progress the seed, also to activate the flute that he did pick up in Ice Palace.
I think Nahiri...
Oh, did he just leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he was low health, so he just like, I might as well come back
no
and start
potions.
fresh. Right.
Oh, Nahiri failed bomb jump.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
And tilting, but understandable. So far, I don't think either of these runners are facing bad morale problems yet. It's been a pretty standard seed.
Yeah, I'd say so.
As standard as randomizer seeds can get anyway.
Standard in the sense where it's like the one kind of challenge they've been dealing with is low health and low hearts, but like everything else seems to be kind of pointing runners in
unfortunately
directions you're supposed to go.
Nahiri is doing a weird check here. Because they don't have anything help through Death Mountain.
Is Zephlar fluting? Okay, no. Okay, he's getting... Okay.
Yeah, Zephlar is finishing the rest of Death Mountain. But Nahiri can't even access most of this. We got powder on the floating island.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nahiri does not have the mirror yet. Yeah.
No, because the mirror was in the purple chest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It turned out the old man just had some explosives.
I do kind of agree with what Vanadis is saying, though. It is nice to get that spawn point as soon as possible, just so whenever you save and play, you can be right there and you can get a full health immediately.
It is nice. Oh, he's going to go buy some bombs.
But he needs bombs to get there, so...
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, but he does have the mirror, so you can use that to get through this block right there.
I think he's hoping for some bombs in either the mini Moldorms or the chests. And I don't think he's going to get it. I believe we've already seen the bomb drops.
Oh,
or I'm wrong. That's a hook shot!
There we go.
The seed is wide open now.
Also, our tracker Dustin doing great work, noticing that there is an extra bottle in the inventory of Zephlar, so that was most likely the item in the Hera basement.
Probably. Meanwhile, Nahiri, I believe, is checking the swamp shed. We might also get... Yep, it's a Quake-required mire. So we do not have Go mode yet.
No, yeah, definitely not. There's also the Ice Rod that we need for Go mode. Boots, depending on whether or not they're...
And that is both shield upgrades found.
Depending on how they feel about Dark Rooms, Lamp will probably be their personal Go mode as well.
So yeah, we've got a shield upgrade in Mire Shed and a shield upgrade in 7 chests.
Oh, and the bow as well. I don't have the bow yet either.
That's true. We are missing a D.
Well, here's a place where you need the D to finish the dungeon. Gonna check a Palace of Darkness now.
Looks like it.
Yeah, we meant boots as well for desert. So yeah, there's still quite a bit before go mode.
However, Zephlar, I believe, has more information now. And is going for that powder. I would think you'd want to make the hookshot cave play while you were there.
He probably will.
Probably. Maybe on his way out.
Yeah, he can just jump down from the dark world and just enter the cave again. Oh yeah, and that's actually a good point the chat just made, because the mirror was in the purple chest.
It might take Nahiri a while to get to it.
Yeah, because Blacksmith Save and Quit does take quite a bit of time, so...
But does it take as much time as Pod with no mirror?
Yeah, that's right. But if Nahiri finds something, that could be a big advantage.
We got a Bloomerang and a Quack!
There's the Quake Medallion for Meyer.
Now, what does Turtle Rock require? That's what I wanted to know.
Well, you're gonna get your answer right here if it doesn't pause anyway. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I think it was on screen though. I think I just had my chat window in the way.
Alright, Spiral Cave. Last part.
Yeah, so I guess we won't know what the Turtle Rock requirement is until Nahiri makes it over there.
Or until Zephlar decides to do it.
That's true. He does have 2 of the medallions, so it is good possibility he does have the requirements, but sometimes they will give you that 3rd medallion you need first.
Alright, here you get a small key. And it's going to navigate the money dark room.
Oh yeah, and there are torches in here too, so...
I think Nahiri just missed it. I have no idea what's in.
Yeah, these chests can be kind of weird, just because like they're against the wall, but you still have to be kind of in the middle of the chest to open it. So sometimes like you may not be able to see what was necessarily inside it. We do get a heart piece from the right side though.
I think I also saw a big key.
Okay. So yeah, okay, I guess that other one was the big key then.
Pod being a bust.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Zephlar is making Spike Cave play. Tiara was Quack too.
Okay, cool.
So they do have everything.
All the medallions, anyway.
That's true. However, most of the stuff they need could theoretically be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's right. They do have all, or well, Zephlar anyway, does have all the items he needs to actually get through the first parts of Turtle Rock. Even has the Cane of Brian for the laser bridge. The only thing that'll prevent him from finishing it is that ice rod, which could be in there.
It looks like he's also going to go pick up his mirror shield.
You will also know right here that he is in medallion mode, so he has all the medallions he needs. Oh, and he even has the mirror for, or the mirror shield for the eye bridge as well.
All right, we're getting a checkerboard check. Well, it must not have been too impressive.
This is a very unique situation, though, when you really think about it, because at this point, they both only have one crystal completed at this point, 80 minutes in, and, like, it's not necessarily due to just, like, the unfortunate, like, fights and everything, it's just that they don't really have, like, a lot of items to completely finish, like, respective dungeons, and they want to get those full clears in, and also just the low health as well has been really, really rough on this particular seed.
Alright, Zephlar's gonna go pick up his fourth sword. But then he's gonna find out that he needs those boots.
Yeah.
Nahiri with a glorious bomb jump.
Actually, I was wondering if Nahiri will just stop. You know, I'm just going to finish up Cold Stare. I'm just, I don't have to worry about this anymore.
I don't see why not. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, but I think that Nahiri still has, like, 2 other chests to check, though, and Cane of Brian is one of them. I don't know if we got all 3 items here yet, though.
I don't believe so. That's true. Book being required would be best for Nahiri right now, but we have no way of knowing that. Meanwhile, Zephlar is going to check pod. Still not really within the logic.
Yeah, one thing Nahiri is going to really need to get at this point, I think, is the mirror. Just because a mirror's blocking up Swamp Palace, it's blocking the rest of Death Mountain right now. Just an item that Nahiri's going to want to get at some point.
If I was Nahiri right now, what I would want to do, kill Cold Stare. I'm in the area. I have the materials to do it. I would rather, like, at this point, I would rather rewalk Ice Palace for the remaining items. And on the off chance that Cold Stare has an item that's needed for progression.
Yeah, that's true, because we do not know if Cold Stare does have anything yet.
Did he check Pendant? I missed it.
Boots! Green
Boots!
Pendant. Boots green pendant.
Vanilla boots!
Wow. Okay, so that might take him back to
Is
Desert
this-
Palace.
Is this seed even randomized?
Yeah, all of a sudden I just like saw him dashing around. I'm like, wait a minute. You couldn't do that a few seconds ago. Boots, what are those? Yeah, like that blind, that makes the whole blind fight extremely worthwhile, because yeah,
Which-
that was required.
In turn, puts Nahiri severely behind.
Yeah, that definitely was a
Because she did
big
not.
development for Zephlar.
She did not. Nahiri did not finish blind, which I don't know how long until that mistake's gonna be found out.
Yeah, we'll see. We got a catfish check from Zephlar. Unfortunately, it is just rupees, if I remember correctly.
Looks like Nahiri's having some trouble on the bridge here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ice Palace without the boots can be pretty rough, because, strangely enough, having the ability to run everywhere does kind of give you more control in these icy rooms.
They also have the blue cane, which, if they're just worried about taking damage from the fire, I just activate the blue cane.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Ooh, we got 20 rupees. It's gonna be a vanilla big key, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, or at least in the vanilla area anyway, those 3 chests.
Ooh, that's not good. Nahiri is gonna... I hope Nahiri knows how to do this bomb jump.
Yeah, that's right.
Zephlar checking King's Tomb.
Just a red rupee?
Just red rupee. Now, because of this bomb jump, is this technically a sequence break?
Yes, I believe so.
I seem to be having a little trouble getting that lined up. I haven't actually practiced jump, so I wouldn't be able to say how difficult it is, but it does not look like a fun jump. And Nahiri just giving up.
Yeah, it has a much different setup than the other Ice Palace bomb jump. It's not one I've personally learned yet, so it definitely looks difficult.
So, in relation to that Thieves' Town, Nahiri will probably run out of options, so she'll have to do that blind. Thank you, FF Guru, for the pun. Right. Well, at least with the flute, checking blacksmiths at this point wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, it really wouldn't be that bad.
I'm concerned to actually buy this potion from Nahiri. Because that could mean that they're going to make another attempt at, say, Ice Palace or Thieves, or, actually, yeah, just Ice Palace.
Yep, that looks like to be the play.
Oh. Nahiri, tunnel vision. Although, realistically, Nahiri could finish it. Zephlar forgot about the big...
At this point, it does seem like, once you get the bomb jump, you may just want to take care of Cold Stare, because I think this could be a possibility where Cold Stare might drop a small key, which will allow Nahiri to check that other door. It would require another climb up Ice Palace, but...
At that point, I think the spirit would be broken.
Yeah.
I think it'd just be funny to have Cold Stare with the frozen burrito.
I think that I think that is a possibility just because Hookshot is technically available at this point, so it might not be thinking it's a sequence break really.
And with Butter Sword, Cold Stare isn't that hard to kill.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got Zephlar sprinting through, literally, Desert Palace. That boot find was a great thing for him.
Yeah, he's quite literally running through this seed now. And you have to imagine with, like, all the deaths at bosses and then at Ice Palace, you gotta think that Zephlar thinks he's probably behind at this point.
Both runners probably think they're behind.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue, though, that Nahiri might not be as bad off as they think.
Yeah, again, that book could open up something. We know it can't open up the lamp because it was in that dark room.
It could open up Ice Rod.
Yeah. Ooh, what if lamp? I saw people in chat saying this earlier, but yeah, lamp and Turtle Rock, and then that leads to the book, which leads to Ice Rod.
That would be horrible.
That'd be horrible, but that would also be version 26 in a nutshell.
Alright, Land Melissa's down. That
Zephlar
is...
picks up his second crystal.
Yep, that's 2 crystals down for Zephlar. I wonder if Zephlar's going to make a play on Swamp.
Yeah, looking at his items, that could be a possible play for him.
Well, looking at his items, and he doesn't know what's in Pedestal, so maybe he's thinking Pedestal.
That's true, yeah. And honestly, like, with 6 items in Swamp, and it seems like he's covered quite a bit of the map. That
We've
would
got
be
the
a
Cold
really
Stare
good
playing
call.
by Nahiri.
Okay. That's good.
That'll put Nahiri at 2 crystals as well.
Yeah, I think the lack of lamp is putting him off of Misery Mire. In my opinion, well, aside from Aghanim Tower Dark Room, I think the Misery Mire Dark Room is probably the hardest Dark Room to learn personally.
Nahiri needs to be careful. They are really low on health, and Cold Stare does a lot of damage, even with Red Mail.
Yeah, Cold Stare hits like a truck.
Which is deceptive, considering its cotton candy-like appearance.
Yeah, I know, right? That is...
Ooh!
Ooh!
A moment of silence for Nahiri. I think they forgot about the potion.
Yeah. That, or just wasn't expecting to get hit by that.
Always expect the hit. Especially in Ice Palace. It's just too damaging to die there.
Yeah, that's why they give you one of the males as a dungeon item, just because everything hits so hard in here. And it's not even the male they have, too. It's the one level under that as well.
I don't know what Nahiri's farming for. Magic?
Probably. Because you do need a full magic meter to get the fight started with Cold Stare. If you just have Fire Rod.
Yes, that's true, but there's also enough magic pickups that they can probably find enough on the way.
Yeah, there are those 2 magic pickups, like literally right in front of the Cold Stare room.
I think what would give us a lot of information right now is if Swamp had the...
Yeah, it really would.
Just thinking, Swamp, you're usually expected to have the hook shot just going into Swamp. Or to beat... If it has the lamp, that could mean that that could lead to Palace of Darkness Dark Room. Could lead to the Escape book. I'm trying to pick up where this breadcrumb wants them to go, but it's a little hard to predict.
I'm pretty confident it'll lead them to Swamp, yeah. Yeah, Nahiri, once again leaving Ice Palace.
Nahiri, abandon that dungeon. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh,
Zephlar, no.
Zephlar just flooded the key.
Oh, no. He realized.
Yeah, like that. As a rando runner myself, that is such a frustrating thing to watch, because literally that moment of realization when you see that, oh well,
And
I kind of needed that.
You're guaranteed to notice it. The animation takes forever.
Yeah.
What? Oh, he has to actually save and quit.
Oh, he has to leave the screen. Like, he has to leave. Yeah, he has to.
The entire thing reset. Nahiri, going for another round of Ice Palace. Nahiri, please. I beg. I plead.
Nahiri is determined. I gotta give him that. Very determined. Because, I mean, he did make it all the way to Cold Stare. Got one Cold Stare Cloud Puff remaining. He just wants to show, I can do this.
You don't need this much determination. This is an Undertale. Alright. Zephlar is setting up for re-entrance into Swamp. Oh boy.
Yeah, as Vanon just said, when you flood a key, you just have to leave the dungeon, go one screen to the in any direction, and then come back, and then yeah, the whole thing is reset.
Yeah. That's still like that is not what you want to do.
I want to say that, at least in my opinion, is the second most discouraging thing to ever happen, to accidentally do in Rando. Flooding the key, the only trump by going up Ganon's tower and realizing you don't have a key to open, like, final doors up there.
That's why it's usually a good idea to not even bother going up Ganon's tower unless you have a spare.
Yeah, but there's always going to be that time where it's just like, you find the big key, you're so excited to find it, but then like you just have it slip out of your mind for just a second. And then when you get close to the tower, that's when you start realizing, you start hoping for, well, maybe I'll get lucky, there's a key up here, and then it's not, and then it's just like, at that point, you really want to forfeit a race, I feel like, at that point, just because it's like, I don't want to climb this whole tower again.
Now here he is showing some actually good knowledge about the Stalfos behavior.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't get the setup for it, like, both times I've seen them, all the times I've seen them go through. But each time, they were able to kill them both with one bomb. Alright, Zephlar getting his key. And Nahiri going for the bomb jump yet again.
Yeah, that's the thing about flooding the key. Regardless of your skill, it happens to everyone, even experienced runners. Like sometimes you just don't think about it. Like you're in the room with the switch. It's like, oh, I'll just push this, and all of a sudden.
Nahiri, don't
see
use
it.
your potion. Nope. They're determined. Nahiri, I beg, go find the hook shot. Go do purple chest. You had the item to do purple chest easy for a while. Please just go do purple. They got the bomb jump. Alright, we're getting to see what's in the left side of Swamp now, though.
Yes, it was some new items now.
That's a red rupee.
Just a red rupee from there.
And a little bit of luck.
Piece of heart there.
And a full heal.
Yeah. And it is nice to see one of the runners on the second row of hearts now. It's nice that they're kind of starting to hand out the health upgrades now.
Well, there's not really a lot left for Swamp Palace to hand out.
Yeah. And without the big key, there is a chance that after he finishes this, you'll have to pop back in to see what's in that big chest.
It's gonna be the hot double dip. Alright, Nahiri's coming up on Cold Stare again. No blue potion.
Much like Mothula, you want to have patience here, because if you try to too hard, just go aggressive on the pod puffs, then you find that the icicles kind of get in your way. And then just in general, if you focus too much on the icicles, sometimes just run into Cold Stare accidentally.
It's why I would honestly recommend, like, you just gotta practice the boss fights.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what the training seed's really good for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a practice ROM floating out there where
you just sort of
you kind of set up the playthrough in the way you want. You can also enable and disable items at certain points, so you can even try bosses in different scenarios too.
Now here you got the triple tap. Alright, that's one down. Two. Can I see a three?
Ooh.
That's a
Cold Stare is
down. Brick. And a small key. Oh, that feels horrible.
So Nahiri wants to go back through here again.
Yep.
Can. And won't have to worry about the bomb jump anymore either.
Which is good. The lamp!
The lamp was in Swamp after all.
Nahiri, you still have items.
So much for that Turtle Rock double dip we talked about, but it could always be the mushroom leading to Ice Route, I guess.
Well, this opens up so much more for Zephlar.
Yeah, I can definitely see a Meyer play coming very soon.
Not even Meyer. He could go finish Palace of Darkness at this point.
He does not have the bow, though.
That's true. Still needs that bow. He needs the D.
And there may be some items Zephlar has too. Unfortunately, the stream kind of buffered in the 2 chest rooms, so he could have some other stuff as well.
It's possible.
Nahiri, though, kind of heading in the direction of where the mirror is, so that's good.
Nahiri
could be opting to finish blind, which he also has to do for the boots, so...
Nahiri, finish blind. Get the purple chest.
Looks like
beg.
that's what he's... Okay, we're getting the blind, which is good.
We're getting the blind green pendant.
Zephlar also has all 3 medallions, or not medallions, all 3 pendants, so we could see a blind heart pull.
We could.
I think that's exactly what we're getting, I think.
How mad do you think he's gonna be?
Probably we'll see some frustration slashes or bombs or something. Also the blind fight will be a lot easier with more health and the cane as well, so...
And it looks like Nahiri's just done with this and going straight for the cane strats.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
The cool thing about the Cane of Burna is, in addition to being invincible, the kind of sparkly shield will also do damage to blind as well.
Yep. And we're getting that magnificent heart pull.
Or not. We see the extra heart in his health,
yeah.
So we know we got it.
Alright, Nahiri now has access to boots. Access to, but not having yet. Are we going to see a blacksmith?
It looks like Nahiri is heading down to that, so he should be getting the, well, again, hopefully he does purple chest as well.
Did Zephlar get the shovel?
May have. We did miss some chests in Swamp due to the buffering, so he could have the shovel. Oh, just a heart piece, though.
Alright. That's not bad.
Yeah, definitely not.
Right.
Okay, we are definitely getting the blacksmith being returned.
Unfortunately, he doesn't get a world tour this time.
And he got to go on top of a mountain. That's good enough, I guess.
Do the purple chest. Do the purple chest.
Meanwhile, Zephlar is checking the magic bat, which we have not seen yet.
Well, we got some frustration slashes here. And they're going to... Oh, they're turning in the pendant.
Okay, so Nahiri will get the boots now.
It's not the worst call.
Not the worst, unfortunately, just that one item from Purple Chest opens up a lot more than what those boots will.
Oh, yes. They might go and make a play on Desert for this.
Meanwhile, I'm wondering what Zephlar is doing right now.
That's a good question. He doesn't actually need to be on this side of the map.
So I want to say he's cleared all the Northern Dark World stuff at this point.
Yes.
Graveyard Ledge? Did he? No, he did that. He did that. He did that earlier, I think, when he was clearing up the boot locations.
Yep.
Maybe this ledge?
Haunted Grove Ledge?
Yeah, because yeah, he didn't have the mirror before, so...
I guess. I would think it'd be faster to go from Link's house for that one. Ice Rod!
Okay, that makes, I'd say that makes Turtle Rock a good play right now. He is fluting, so that could be his call right here. After Meyer.
Well, Meyer's a smarter play right now because he actually does have everything full clear Meyer.
That's true, and he's probably also thinking, well, if I get the bow here, I can still opt to do Turtle Rock last, and then I can just walk over to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that's the most efficient routing.
So yeah, that definitely makes sense.
However, it's bad in this season, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's just too much that Turtle Rock could have that Meyer could.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I always find, at least in my personal experience, which randomizer, you can't really go off that because everything is different every single playthrough. But much like Skull Woods, even though there's only 2 items, I just feel like there's always something in Meyer in a lot of the seats I play.
And I've had the opposite. Meyer has always been just this desolate place of just the worst items.
Maybe that's where it gets its name. It's misery.
Yes. I think it's because it requires like 30 keys to open all the doors. Exaggerating.
Yeah, it does take a while to kind of learn the most proper Meyer route, and sometimes it could even change based on what items you get in the first chest. So it can be a difficult one to route efficiently.
But Nahiri is making their play on desert.
Yeah.
Clearing that out, which is going to be good.
Yeah, I bet Nahiri is just kind of happy that he's kind of getting another crystal out of the way.
Well, after the I'm trying to think of a polite way to phrase this. Headache of Cold Stare.
Yeah.
This is just a nice, relaxed.
For sure.
Like this is the breather between hectic dungeons.
And sometimes that breather can be really helpful, just to kind of like, if it's like a dungeon that you can just very quickly kind of clear, you can kind of use that time to kind of think of your options after the fact.
That's a cape.
Ooh, cape. That's nice.
That's an interesting play. Fun fact. Well, not really so fun, but it's a fact. The cape uses more magic than Kain and Birna. So, for something like Ganon's Tower, for Ganon, if you have access to the cape and the Kain, at sword level 4, it's more efficient to use Kain.
Interesting.
And the entire reason behind that is the level 4 sword doesn't do any more damage spin slashing.
That is true. I don't know. Like, there is also the debate with Kain that it does kind of lag the screen a little bit. So, and I feel like as of late I've been more prone to using cape strats just because it seems like it's a faster way, and because it doesn't need that much many sword slashes, you can usually get by without using too much magic anyway.
That's true. I think it really just depends on how comfortable you are with beating Ganon.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to, what you're comfortable with.
Are we going to see a purple chest from Nahiri? Oh, please. Please go get it.
Going in that area, so that is a very good possibility now.
We'll also get a peg check.
Yeah, doing all of this save and quitting just for the mirror, definitely not something you want to see, but it happens.
You don't want to see it, but at least it's not locked behind something.
Right. Oh, one thing that could have been interesting, if he was sure that this would have been the mirror, he could have actually gone ahead and gone into Dark World, and then used Oh wait, no, they couldn't do it. Never mind. Forget what I was saying. I was gonna say they could just use the mirror right here and get back, and then
It's the mirror!
check bombos, but no.
So, now with the mirror, what kind of play do you want to make? You probably want to make the play onto Death Mountain. Go check all those caves. Maybe check Hera.
Yeah, doing that will give Nahiri the hook shot, and that will kind of put him back in the mindset of, okay, now I can go to Swamp. That's where you're going to get the lamp. That's going to take him to Mire, and then all the other kind of locations that he needs to check to get kind of back on the same route that Zephlar currently is on.
It's not even about getting back on the same route. Nahiri is technically ahead if they skip Hera. Because there's that Cold Stare dungeon, which we know Hera doesn't have anything important.
Right.
So if they skip Hera, they go straight to, say, Ether Tablet, which we don't know what that is yet.
That could be a big find right there.
They go to Ether Tablet, they go to, where are they going? Are they going? Why are they going to the ferry? They're not that damaged. Alright. Having a nice cup of tea. But anyway, they go to 7 chests. Then they go to Dark World Death Mountain. And I don't know, with everything they have, I wouldn't put it past them to try and dip into Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Which would be a mistake, but...
I think Vanidus is saying it best in chat right now. I think Bow and Ether Tablet, or either just Ether Tablet, would be big right now, because I wonder, it's getting to the point where it's really far into the seed that Zephlar could potentially forget about that one item in the escape sequence.
And that might be just the edge that Nahiri needs.
Yeah, because like you said, Nahiri does have Cold Stare down, and if they don't have to go back in the Ice Palace, that's just good for him.
There's a chant. There's a really, low chance that Ice Palace has the bow. I didn't count the items in the palace.
I think there's still one left, because I don't think either runner checked those 3 chests that are kind of in that little section of rooms.
Well, Zephlar hasn't been in there yet.
Zephlar did.
Oh yes, he did. I'm wrong. He has the flute. Of course, he's been there.
He has the flute, and he has the Burna, which was from that one chest that's kind of isolated from everything else.
It might be better for him to go back. Okay, now why don't you go to the ferry? Nahiri, please. You're at 1 heart. I beg.
Could just do a death warp inside Hera, I guess. Get some more health back.
With that squirrel right there? They're playing with death. That is a quick kill by Zephlar.
So we are seeing a Ether Tablet right here.
Yep, and we're seeing Vitreous. Just bombs in the Ether Tablet.
Okay, Vitreous down for Zephlar. Gets a bee in a bottle.
Yep. I don't think there's anything of value in Misery Mire because of that. I believe I saw them pick up a heart piece.
Yeah, there was a heart piece, but I think that was about it.
And it looks like Nahiri is going to try and clear Hera real quick. Maybe full clear.
Yeah, and there was an item from the basement too, so that'll also be potentially required here.
I forget what was in the basement. Wasn't it a piece of heart?
Yeah, it was nothing substantial, but Nahiri's probably going to check it just because it's stuff he'll need to check it, I guess. Oh, bottle, that's right. Oh yeah, it was a bottle. It was another bee in a bottle, actually.
Okay, so there was a bottle in Ice Palace as well? or in Hera.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know. There's not really a lot of options left, are there? It looks like Zephlar's going for the blind bumper cave check, but we already know that's.
Yeah, there's not really a lot. I think the most likely scenario is Turtle Rock at this point. It's either Turtle Rock or a bunch of one-off locations.
I wonder if we'll see the moment we realize that. This could also be an escape check as well. He's in the area.
Actually, I think you are right. So he is going to get his book, it looks like.
Yeah. Zephlar already checked the, Why are you bomb jumping? Nahiri, please. Alright, Zephlar's going to get his book. Could that mean that Bombos has something?
Yeah, because we did not see the Bombos check from Nahiri, so yeah, Bombos could have it.
That's the only other spot with book matters.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Nahiri's going up for the Muldrum fight.
Okay, Zephlar is going back to Death Mountain, so we could potentially see the Ether check and then into Turtle Rock for him.
That would be a smart play.
Turtle Rock is just always a dungeon, like, you want to clear as your last crystal dungeon, but there are times, especially in version 26, where it's like, well, if I can finish it, I may as well go through all of it, in case there's an item in there.
And Nahiri getting the Riot Shield. That's all shield, sword, and armor upgrades for both runners. This is rare.
Yeah, it is. This is slowly becoming a 100% seed.
Well, not fully 100%.
Oh, right. But, yeah, like, in terms of most of the key items, anyway. And yep, Zephlar heading over to Turtle Rock, it looks like, so that will be his next play.
Alright, I just noticed, we're a little over the 2-hour mark. What do you think's got to be running through these runners' heads at this point?
Well, they both are probably very convinced that they're very far behind. Not even just in terms of items. Like, if anything, I feel like the items have been pretty linear, kind of telling them where to go and what direction. It's just having to redo a bunch of dungeons and boss fights, and just in their gameplay, you can kind of tell that they are kind of a little nervous, a little jittered by some of the stuff they've had to go through. But that's the way it can be sometimes in tourney races like this.
That's true. And we're going to finally be able to see the inside of Turtle Rock. With Zephlar being the first person. Bomb up. That's unfortunate. Alright, Nahiri's finally going to check Eastern Death Mountain.
That will give him the hook shot, and it will also, if he wants to pick it up, that'll also give him the powder as well, which is probably a safety that they're really going to want, especially with how this seed has been to them so far.
We're getting a Turtle Rock check here?
Also, I think this would be a good time to mention that if you like what you see from our runners, I just posted their links in the chat, so if you want to give them a follow, go right ahead. They've been putting on quite a show for us today, and they've done their best. Even Zephlar still doing this race, despite being in another country, in another in a hotel room, bringing this match. Great runners.
A bow!
Bow! The bow has been found, and I believe at this point Zephlar is officially in go mode now, so he is in bow mode, you could say.
Nahiri, please go get the hook shot first.
Yeah, with the routing Nahiri is currently taking, unfortunately, because skipped out on the other chests on Death Mountain. Doing the dark side first, that's gonna
cost him.
Yeah. Unaware that the hook shot is just parallel in the other world that's just a mirror away.
Here, using the ether medallion to see the path.
Yeah, aside from the possibility of it opening up something and just having the ability to full clear rooms of enemies, that is one use that the ether tablet has in those dark rooms with the invisible paths. You can use that to tell where they are.
The nice 8 bomb drop from for Zephlar.
I actually did not know there was a fairy room right there.
Yeah, it's kind of useless. In the vanilla game, it's a little in a speed run. I can kind of see. No, can't really see a good use for that, for the fairy fountain, except for there. There's there's actually a lot of fairy fountain for vanilla.
Yeah, there really is. And in fact, like not in every single dungeon, but in a lot of dungeons, there's usually at least like one fairy fountain for every dungeon. I think the only exception is Thieves' Town and Skull Woods, I think.
I think town has a fairy located somewhere, but I don't remember where it was.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of Swamp Palace. I think there's a room with like a bunch of hearts, but there's no actual fairies.
And I just realized Zephlar's in go mode, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in bow mode. So yeah, I mean, not that there's really much to clear out in both Eastern and Pod, since those are pretty linear anyway.
And he's already been inside both.
Yeah.
They don't even really have a lot of luxury items left to get.
Actually, wasn't it Nahiri who went in the Pod, not Zephlar? Or...
You're right. Nahiri did go into Pod.
So I think Zephlar might still have to find the big key, but it's not too far out of the way. I think it was in the one of the dark rooms.
Alright, that was a really clean Trinex kill. For
mushroom. Don't think that mushroom's gonna be turned in, but
I don't think so either.
It is another item for the checklist anyway.
I don't think we're gonna get Bombos checked either.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
Or I could be wrong?
Oh,
Oh no, they're going to Swamp.
There could be a Bombos check anyway. Ooh, I accidentally played the flute before switching to hammer. Almost got pulled away by that duck.
Swag Duck becomes Rage Duck.
Thankfully, there was not anything in the hookshot cave, but considering Nahiri does still have to find the ice rod, yeah, that could be that could still be fresh in Nahiri's mind. But thankfully, after Swamp, he'll be in the Dark World, so he'll be really close to where the ice rod is. So hopefully he checks that before he goes too far out of the way.
Nahiri also forgot to check Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. He could be thinking that if there is something there, like he'll get it when he eventually does decide to make the Turtle Rock check for stuff. Oh, that's right. Quake wasn't. Oh.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was the second chest, I believe. And that means Nahiri's probably going to full clear this dungeon.
Yeah. I mean, still with Ice Rod on the table, and Bo doesn't know where Bo is, so that'd probably happen regardless.
They'll get the lamp, which that might send them to Pod. Oh no, it won't send them to Pod because they don't have Bo. Jeez.
Another thing about getting Bo now is if they had those silvers from the very beginning of the game, so that's going to be...
It just sort of taunted everyone. So this has been an interesting...
Yeah, it really has. Like, I'd say it was still, like, pretty linear. It's just, the biggest troll was definitely the mirrors location, for sure.
That was probably the biggest, biggest...
You have to think, because they did do a lot of dungeons and a lot of boss fights with very, very low health, which obviously they don't have anymore. But technically, you could have...
That was a fancy use of the cane.
Yeah, that was actually very, very fancy.
I've never seen that play.
But yeah, like the really low health that they did have the red mail to kind of counteract that a bit, but still, they could have gotten the mirror without a majority of that dungeon clearing they did try to do early on, and that would have definitely led them in all the other places they needed to go. So, I guess the logic was kind of assuming that they'd get the mirror first with all that save and quitting, and then they'd have a lot more things open, I guess.
Well, alright, so the logic dictated that you would have both the mirror and the hookshot to get it, because you need the lamp.
Right.
And with the lamp, that would dictate that you... Where? Because...
that's a good point. It kind of comes down to like the Ice Palace play then, because that's where you got Flute to even go up to Death Mountain to. Well, even then, like, wow.
Because realistically, the only play that Lamp would sort of highlight is going to Misery Mire, because you still couldn't do Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, that's right. Man, this seed was weird. Like, it's one of those things where, like, the longer it went on, even though it seemed like it was pretty, like, linear, yeah, there were a lot of different factors to it that we're now just coming to realize.
And the big linchpin in that was the purple chest.
Yeah. Having to save and quit twice just to get that one item definitely is a bit of a troll.
It's a bit less of a troll when you have the flute, but it's still not fun.
Because it's such a those are item locations where it's like, if you have the mirror, it becomes way more attractive of a play because there's like more stuff you can do along the way, and if you don't have all those items, you just want to keep putting it off.
V26. I wouldn't say it's Purple Chest Mania. This is probably one of the few times Purple Chest has been so significant.
Yeah, because it basically opened a pendant dungeons, which you're kind of already kind of putting at the back of your head anyway. It's like, well, it's pendant. I don't really want to clear this if I don't have to. But then you needed it to. You needed the mirror. If you don't know dark rooms, you needed the lamp. So.
Alright, Kiri getting their lamp. And I think they're debating on just bugging out. Yep, they're gone. Or doing a... Nope, they're just leaving. I don't even remember what was in the big chest.
Don't think it was anything, no progression items anyway.
We're not getting that Bombos check either.
Well, looks like Nahiri is going to Link's house. Out shovel spot.
Yep. Zephlar going into Palace Eastern. He's still got to do ice.
Oh, that's right, he does, yeah.
I don't think that's going to be enough of a difference that Nahiri can catch up, but...
No,
it could be... It could be beneficial.
Right. Nahiri still has to get the Ice Rod from south of Haunted Grove, still has to grab Quake from inside Hookshot Cave.
I think they might be doing the south of Haunted Grove now.
That's a good play, then. Very good play.
Right. Zephlar heading deeper into Eastern Palace, going into that dark room. This one is actually not that bad to do with Fire Rod.
Yeah, it's not. There's 3 torches in the room, so you can use those to light your way if you need to. And with temper sword or higher, even just like blind slashes at the green Igors, 1 slash will get rid of them, so it's not too bad even if you don't have fire around.
Alright, here you're going to grab their ice rod. Still not in go mode yet, they still need to get that Quake medallion.
Yes, and of course we know that it's in Hookshot Cave.
Hopefully this leads them to Turtle Rock, though.
Maybe. Again, because it's back up there on Death Mountain, Nahiri could be thinking, well, I might want to use that as my last resort, just in case. Like, I don't want to go up there just for those items. If it's not Quake, then I have to go back down again. So that's probably what Nahiri's thinking right now.
Possibly.
But Zephlar does take down the Armos Knights, and he is going to be heading to Ice Palace next.
It's like it. We're getting a magic bat check.
Yeah. The powder is not marked in Nahiri's tracker, but I'm pretty sure they picked it up. Yeah, they have it.
Alright. I think this is going to be a much easier Ice Palace for Zephlar than it was for Nahiri.
Yeah, this is almost like an entire row of hearts of difference than what Zephlar had like when he was here previously. So this will be a lot more smoother. He even has the butter sword to do a little extra damage to some of the more annoying enemies.
And because he's in Go mode, he doesn't have to worry about the other items that could be in here.
Yeah, that's true. You won't have to worry about that at all.
Meanwhile, where is Nahiri going? Bonk?
Yeah, I don't think Nahiri's checked the boot locations yet.
Very, very clean bomb jump by Zephlar.
Yep, and that's going to make the rest of us really, really fast.
Here he's just going to have to... I don't know, I think at this point, like, Zephlar's got too much momentum.
Yeah, this is a definite big lead for Zephlar. Just being in go mode, about to finish ice, then going to be straight against tower with not only silvers but also butter sword and the highest defense possible. He's going to have a pretty easy road through the end game here.
It's like it. I think it's his seed to lose at this point.
Nahiri's just in the unfortunate position where it's just there's a lot of places he needs to check, and kind of in like a bunch of one-off locations. So it really just depends when he's going to go back up to Death Mountain and get that Quake medallion. Oh yeah, he needs that from Meyer too.
Yep, there's 2 dungeons locked. Both of them crystal dungeons.
So I guess with that, like, the play on hookshot... Yeah,
Oh.
Okay, I think... Yeah, that's where...
You're going. Yeah, Zephlar being a little reckless, but getting the job done.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say earlier that, like, technically the rest of Swamp is still open, and then Meyer was open. Like, oh, I know Meyer's not open. But, yeah, I think at this point this was all Nahiri really had left to check, I think.
Now, do you think they're going to go straight from Hookshot Cave into Turtle Rock?
I think they should. We'll see, though, because the thing about Turtle Rock is doing Turtle Rock in Go mode and then just doing it regular, not very different.
No. But it would definitely give them the bow.
Yeah, so I'd say that, yeah, Turtle Rock should be the play, and it looks like that's, well, we won't know yet until after he gets the Quake medallion. But yeah, if they're familiar with that, then yeah, Turtle Rock should be their next call.
Meanwhile, Zephlar is heading up to Ganon's Tower, and there's a tradition with Zelda Randomizer game where we try to guess where the big key is going to be. There's 22 spots. Where do you think it's going to be?
You can either give a number, you can also give the actual room that it's in as well, because sometimes people do different orders completely for Ganon's Tower, so chest number 2 may not be the same chest in other routes.
James is calling out tile room.
Oh, of course you are. I'm thinking for what our runners have been through in this particular seed, I'm going to say the Stalfos Fire Room that's in the top left.
I'm going to be a monster and say it's in Ice Harmos, but they're not going to check Ice Harmos right away.
Oh, okay.
So 20 through 18 through 21, yeah. But it should be Bob.
Bob. It should be Bob because I like Bob. I love the logic you're using.
It'd be stolen by Bob. How can you steal something that already belongs to you? After all, we're just taking his key and going and killing his boss. We're rude like that. Nahiri going into Turtle Rock and doing a pull on the paw?
Yeah, that is actually a a tree pull, I guess.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it is, because there's a bunch of different pulls, and some pulls change based on whether or not you beat Agony.
2! It's chest number 2.
Zephlar still needs a small key, though. It would be advisable to get a small key. But yeah, number 2.
Nope, Bob's gonna die. Rip Bob. And he's gonna get the second safety key.
Okay, yeah. He could just kill the Helmosaurs in that little Helmosaur turtle room, whatever it is.
He can,
but cool.
But getting 2 keys
This way he doesn't have to.
There's 0 chance that he forgot it.
Nahiri misses the torch, but is able to recover and get the torch on the swing around.
I get the feeling that Nahiri's panicking.
Yeah, it's almost 2:30 into the seed. I can definitely bet the nerves are definitely getting to him at this point.
Ooh, Zephlar trapping all of the spikes in with him. And moving on to Cannonball Run. Meanwhile, Nahiri should be discovering her bow any minute now. Barring some issue. Nope. Oh god, no!
Oh. I saw what Nahiri was trying to do there, but unfortunately the Chain Chomp got wind of that strategy.
Nahiri was trying to be too fancy. Meanwhile, Zephlar is in the gauntlet.
The gauntlet being very notorious for just having the most...
frustrating?
Yeah, and just the RNG can really mess you up sometimes with the way these mooks kind of run around.
Alright. In the ice part of the gauntlet, probably my least favorite part. And is that a death? No, it's a potion.
Not quite.
Almost. Nahiri did not get the invincibility frames, but they got the bow!
Okay, so Nahiri is officially in go mode now.
That's correct. Unfortunately, they still have 4 dungeons left.
Oh yeah, that's right. Haven't done Myra yet. Okay.
Nope.
Meanwhile, Zephlar still climbing the tower here at the Lomno 2 fights.
I'm surprised not trying the Silver Arrow strats, but with the Butter Sword, they do go down pretty quickly.
Yeah, and there's also a bigger window to hit with the hitbox of the sword compared to the arrows, so probably just want to play it safe right there.
Probably. Nahiri getting kind of stuck.
Yeah, the pokey Nahiri was following kind of got away from him right there. It's on the other side of these pegs.
It's gotta be smarter than the pokey. No danger because of that mirror shield, though. Oh, that's where the bug net is.
The bug net, just in the hottest room in the entire game.
Yeah. And it's the one room Zephlar didn't check. From the looks of it. Alright, Zephlar on 6th floor. This is where you usually realize you forgot a key.
Yes, and it's a bad place to realize it, too.
Oh, and he picked up the last medallion, too.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know where he did. Oh, he used it on, ice. Like, on Cold Stare. Oh, EP boss. Okay.
Yeah, Eastern Pulse dropped it.
I am attentive. We've got Moldern. Being Moldern, he's down. The second Moldern fight is always so satisfying.
Yeah, especially in the vanilla version of the game where it's like when you first fight Moldorm, you only have the fighter sword and you have to just go through 5 or 6 hits of just trying not to get knocked off. But here, when you have buttered or even tempered sword,
also apparently the run is validated.
Okay, cool.
Validation arrow. Wait, didn't we find that a while ago? Oh no, just chest. Validation chest. Excuse me. Nahiri's having some issues.
Okay, but Nahiri does have all the
They have all the keys.
all the keys now.
Meanwhile, Zephlar going into the Aga 2 fight. I don't think the patterns have been very nice to them. I think Nahiri got lost. Alright, they found it.
In Nahiri's defense, like, this is just a really weirdly laid out room with all these different paths.
It is. And that's Aga 2 down on Zephlar's screen.
So just one Ganon fight to go, and Zephlar will be done. Yes, Zephlar is currently in another country at a hotel right now, so he's been having some buffering issues throughout the entire race, but definitely applaud him for still, putting his best effort forward and getting this race done, so...
Alright, Nahiri taking the safety. And we got Phase 1 Ganon on Zephlar's. Phase 2 Ganon.
Yeah, these phases will go by very quickly since they have the Butter Sword. Already in phase 3, so...
Yep. Alright. Ganon's doing his little teleport dance. So far, apparently been a pretty Ganon fight. Nahiri grabbed the wrong cane. Oh, Zephlar didn't get the torch glitch. Could be a problem. Ooh, Zephlar, please be careful.
Ooh, that's a good position right there. Alright.
The double for the kill! And that, Zephlar dead. Or, that's Ganon dead. Zephlar's alive.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty messed up ending if he died as well.
And Zephlar finishing with an official SRL time of 2:35:37.
Get your GGs in chat. Very, very good work from Zephlar.
GG. So, meanwhile, Trinex is giving Nahiri a little bit of problems. And it's done. Kiri has cleared Trinex. We'll see where they go from here.
Looks like we are going to be getting a interview from Zephlar here. He is in the waiting room.
Right.
Now Nahiri is going to do the Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace cleanup now that he has the bow. And here we have our winner of this race, GG Zephlar. How do you feel about that run?
Well, it was an adventure.
Yes, it was quite the adventure.
Sort of a whirlwind tour.
Yeah, we certainly saw basically everything you could possibly see. Yeah, the mirror on the purple chest was a pretty interesting thing to find as quickly as I did. And between I'm actually like 8 hours outside of my normal time zone, and so between travel and jet lag, it made fighting bosses very difficult, as I think you guys saw as I was trying to navigate this.
We did notice a couple problems with I believe it was blind.
Yeah, I was on blind for a while, and then I could not remember how to navigate my way. Like I ran out of health in Ice Palace and couldn't do the bomb jump. And then I wandered around for a while before I think I realized I needed the hook shot in order to keep going without health, and I just finally gave up after I found the third item.
On the plus side, that did allow you to clear out Ice Palace later.
Right, it made that a lot faster. Yeah, and this was an interesting seed, to say the least.
I'm sure Nahiri would probably agree with you.
Where's he at? I didn't look or anything.
Pod.
Okay.
I've still got 3 crystals.
Oh no. Well, does he at least have the mirror? Like that
Yes.
was when I found that mirror. I remember there being a weekly race a few weeks ago where some required item was basically locked behind the same sequence. And when I found the mirror there, I thought that that might be something that puts me ahead if he didn't think of that right away.
Yeah, Nahiri did not find it right away.
But he's got it now.
Yes.
Yeah, he is in go mode now, so he just needs to finish Pod, Eastern, and Misery and Mire at this point.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, this was pretty exciting.
Also fairly troll.
Yeah. And I checked the pedestal because I figured I had the pendants. I might as well because who knows? I was still looking for the bow at that point.
So how'd you feel about that heart?
Well, after losing to blind so many times and being frustrated with having low health for a lot of the game, I was originally kicking myself for not getting the heart at the race game, and then I figured the heart at the pedestal was just the extra layer of trolling that this seed needed to do to remind me of how important it is to find health when when it's available to you.
That's a really unique way of looking at it, because yeah, you were like, you even had like less hearts than Nahiri for a lot of those first bosses. So kudos to taking out both Blind and Mothula with such a low health threshold.
Yeah, and I remember thinking that I would be okay on, I think it was Mothula, because I had a fairy, and then I used the fairy 1 or 2 rooms before Mothula.
Yeah,
I was like, well,
right.
here we are.
Yeah, and that's something you just definitely don't think about, because like you had red mail, so like you thought that, okay, well, my defense should be covered even with this low hearts, but then you have like all the traps, like the spikes, which do 1 heart of damage regardless. So yeah, really rough setup, definitely.
All right, Nahiri finished with Pod, heading into Easter.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I have to go to work because that's why I'm on the road. I cut some time out to make sure I got this race in. But thank you guys for commentating, and yeah, this was fun.
Have a great day at work.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. GG again. Unfortunately, this does, like, regardless, your tournament run is over. But nice showing to kind of close this out, I guess you could say.
Yeah, this one was. I knew nothing was on the line for this one, but it was fun all the same.
That's a good attitude to have. So GG once again.
Thank you. Have fun with the rest of the race, with the rest of the run.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay, so Nahiri is going through Eastern right now. Should be arriving at the boss not too much time from now. We have 32 bonds from Zephlar on this side.
105 pre-boot location. That makes sense.
Yeah. 69 locations pre-mirror. That's not too bad considering where it was.
5 minutes in the menu. That's not too terrible.
Yeah, especially for a seed as much of a marathon as a seed has been, for sure.
Right. We got Nahiri heading into the Armos fight. Silver arrows at the ready.
Yeah, having those silvers so nice. Not even just for Armos, but just for the enemies leading up to Armos as well. Just makes everything go down so quickly.
I still find it funny just how troll those arrows were.
Yeah, much like the fire rod, the 2 items you get at the very beginning of the game. So had it the whole time, and then just didn't really come into play until the very end. Bow being the last item they needed for go mode. Okay, Nahiri is going to head over to Misery Mire now. I forget, wasn't the big key kind of early in here?
Yeah, it was fairly close.
Okay, so this won't be a really long adventure through here. That is one kind of time save Nahiri will have over Zephlar, because Zephlar did this in a full clear mindset.
I'd still give Nahiri about 30 though.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know, because Ganon's Tower, the key was pretty immediately on that, so...
The key was fairly close.
It was the second chest, so... in GT, so that won't be too long. I'd say more like... maybe more like 20...
20 minutes?
25.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a little more, I guess, polite guess?
Yeah. Plus, again, with all this equipment, everything should be going down pretty fast.
Yeah, and there should be no danger throughout Misery Mire. Especially if they remember to use the blue cane. Where did Zephlar find the cape? I don't remember.
Cape was in here. I think it was the, I think it was the chest that's guarded by the blue pegs, like, on the left side, I think.
Oh, the big key chest.
No, not the big key chest. The one kind of above that area, because the big key chest is where you take that loop around.
Nahiri, where are you going? There you go.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it was the compass? Okay, my bad. I guess it was a while since they were in here, so... Oh, wait, no. Okay, I'm right. Okay, got it.
Another dungeon where knowledge is actually really important to go fast. Nahiri, no!
Taking a death in mire. Jumping right back on the horse, though.
Kind of what you gotta do at this point.
Yeah, major props to Nahiri for sticking it out, especially through this adventure of a seed, as Zephlar put it. You hate that when you're being careful to avoid something, and then just like from the other side,
The fire snake is probably one of the trolliest enemies.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that the fire snake works, where it's like it goes around the room, it follows the edges, but if you're like close to it, it will turn back around and then go towards where you are.
Yes and no. It will always wait for a bump.
Yeah, yeah, again, it's just a weird thing where it's like once it does bump, depending on where you are, it'll decide which way it's gonna go.
All right, it's
Yep,
the cave.
there. Yep, there's the cave.
Well, we've got Nahiri with a full item log. The only thing not done is Swamp Palace, Argus.
Yeah, Argus. Technically, the although I guess you can mark Aghanim as complete when you beat the second Aghanim, and
Technically,
yeah. Also, bottles too.
That's true. Still missing 2 bottles.
And even though there is no place for it on the tracker, there's also the half magic for as well.
Which is really nice to see, but never required.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point, honestly, like, half magic is either in Ganon's tower, the mushroom item, or Mimic Cave, I think at this point. Maybe even the Eye Bridge too, I guess.
It could be. Neither runner checked the laser bridge.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, if you're in go mode, like, why?
Alright. Here he's starting their adventure through the dark room. This is something I would suggest learning, or at least getting familiar with. Enough for any runner. The lamp should not be something that blocks your path. Kind of like it did this run.
Yeah, but as I said earlier, this is probably, like, one of the toughest... I'd say, well, again, not counting Aghanim's Tower, but, like, I feel like that's almost the... I want to die scenario. But, yeah, this is probably, like, the hardest dark room aside from that.
I think the biggest difference is there's no torches in this dark light.
Yeah, and I guess they did have the fire rod this whole time.
Meanwhile, in Aghanim's Tower, if you had to go through it, there are torch locations throughout that if you memorize them, they're pretty alright to get. Still not ideal.
Yeah, it's all subjective when it comes down to it, but like I hate finding that one button to put the Samaria block on. It's just so hard to find it. The first time I learned it, I swear it seemed like the button was moving. Like it seemed like it was in a different location every single time. It can just be really hard to find it.
There's an idea.
What, making a randomizer where the button moves around?
Yes. Random button location. And switch blocks.
There is a variation of Link to the Past randomizer where if there is a room with a button, the pots can shuffle around and the button can be in a different pot location.
Oh, God, I was joking. Why? I was kidding.
Yeah,
that is evil. That's almost as bad as the enemy shuffler.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of variations for Link to the Past. The one used for this specific tournament, it really just focuses on items. There is an entrance randomizer alongside of it, but it's still being worked on to be included the full version. That's
Which, fun fact, I actually started with entrance rando.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. My first seed took me 6 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about average for entrance randomizer.
Yeah,
Nahiri with a clean eyeball fight.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Kind of missed with the running out of magic, but that's...
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, not at all.
Alright. Now they should start their way up to the Ganon's Tower Ascent. Are they going to go right side, though?
Well, I mean, the big key's in those first 2 chests, so hopefully it's in this. But yeah, with entrance randomizer, like, that just seems like a lot of stuff to keep track of. to make a run like this anyway.
It was not a pedestal seed, unfortunately. It was a seed where the mirror was in purple chest. It wasn't even an Aga seed.
Yeah, yeah, it really wasn't. It wasn't a pedestal seed at all. I want to say it did require green pendant. Green pendant did lead to the boots, vanilla boots, funnily enough.
And boots were required.
Yeah, and since I think our runners weren't entirely familiar with like all the dark rooms, Lamp was in pretty deep in swamp as well.
Which required hookshot.
Yeah, and hookshot was pretty buried behind that trolley mirror, so yeah, it definitely had our runners kind of going all over the place for pretty much a double save and quit mirror on purple chest. Plus, they also had a lot of low health boss fights pretty early on too, and going through Ice Palace to get the flute, which was another requirement as well, so again, major kudos for our runners for sticking with this seed and finishing it and seeing us to its completion.
Yeah.
So definitely, it's definitely, like I said before, if you're interested in checking out these runners, I will go ahead and provide a link below in the comments section so you can follow them if you want, or check them out whenever they're online. And here he's probably very ecstatic to see that very early big key. And
oh, yeah.
Making the good play here to go over here and grab another key before making his ascent to the top. Killing Bob in the process, again.
Goodbye, Bob.
And also, while Nahiri is making the climb, I also want to give another thank you to our tracker, Dustin, who's done a great job keeping track of everything, even through like all of the lag spikes that Zephlar had during his run. So thank you for keeping up with that and staying on top of things. Also, major shout out to our restreamer, who brought this race to us, FFGuru78. Without them, this race would not be possible, and I think this race didn't actually, it wasn't initially planned to even be scheduled. It was kind of blank this morning when I checked anyway. So thanks to everyone for stepping up to make this race happen and actually restream it.
Yep. Starting with the gauntlet, here he's a little low on health for my liking. I'm kind of worried. There is that safety ferry over by Cannonball Bridge, but you have to get there first. And, oh, no. Ooh.
Oh! Yeah, unfortunately, taking a death right there. Does have a ferry, though.
Oh, wow. I'd almost missed that.
Yeah, probably caught the ferry either back in probably Misery Mire.
I believe so. And falling straight off the edge.
Doing that is actually a strategy to give you invincibility frames during the run across that bridge.
And the Golden Bee has been released.
It's going after the cannonballs. There's a lot of them that go after, though.
It's determined.
Yeah.
Just like Nahiri. And both ferries caught. Kiri with the double safety.
We'll see how Nahiri does as he goes through this gauntlet. Going to use the fire rod, and not a bad choice considering just got a full magic drop from one of the Stalfos enemies.
I don't know. At this point, I think I would save my magic.
Yeah, you definitely want to save your magic for the later parts of the tower, especially those 2 torch rooms. So Nahiri should be very cautious with what he uses for the rest of the gauntlet.
Well, to be fair, the torch rooms each have magic refill in them. But this is also probably... Nahiri, no! There goes one fairy. Words are hard. I lost my train of thought.
In regards to, yeah, you're saying there are magic drops in those other 2 rooms, which there are, but especially for the first one, I think it's only like small magic drops.
It is.
We should still be very careful, even with the lamp, and having exactly no magic right here. It's not necessarily a good sign.
No, it's not. But they managed to make it through. And there is a magic pickup in the room immediately after Landmalus.
Oh, and he has a blue potion too. Okay.
I did not realize that. That's a nice safety. Now, I've heard that hitting that with a powder changes the pattern.
Yes, I believe if you do that, the Lomnos, yeah, they all appear at once right here. If you don't kill that, bunny beam, as they're called, they'll appear one at a time.
Although, that pattern...
Yeah, that was
glorious.
a very good pattern. Really solid Lomno fight right there.
Alright, and then going from my favorite strat up to my next room. This is probably my favorite room, just because it looks so cool.
Yeah, the Samaria block kill on those Wizrobes, probably one of the most swag techniques you can do in Ganon's Tower. I just love watching it so much.
Speaking of swag, you think we're going to see swag in him?
At this point, probably not, but that is always a joy to see as well.
Ooh, and a full magic fill-up. And you were worried about no magic.
Yeah, that if he knew that would have been a possibility, he probably wouldn't have used that potion. But
Probably.
oh well, you can't predict these things.
Actually, you kind of can, and that's just because of how the logic works for the enemy prize packs. Some of the enemy types drop specific, have specific drops.
Yeah,
And-
that is true.
If you can figure out what pool the enemies are pulling from, you can make a pretty decent guess about when you'll get a drop.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
That said, I wouldn't rely on it unless you are much better at counting things than I am.
Yeah. It's a lot more stuff you have to memorize. It's easier for a vanilla category like no major glitches. I know that's sometimes what people do to find fairies in Turtle Rock because the enemy prize pools and everything.
Yep. And just scooting straight through. Already on his way to the second Moldern fight.
Gonna grab 2 fairies right here to heal up. Not a bad call.
No, and the full magic would be nice too.
Mm-hmm.
And checking the validation chest, validation arrow chest,
Yeah.
run is fully validated. Okay. And right into the pit.
Moldorm, please. Why?
Troll Dorm living up to his name. You know, it's funny, as a kid, I'd never seen that side of the ledge. Mostly because whenever I get to a Moldorm fight, at this point, I just use the cape.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. don't want to mess with having to get knocked down, I suppose.
No, the getting knocked down is much more painful than losing a little bit of mana, in my opinion. And with the final room navigated, we're at Aghanim 2.
Yeah, we're at the final 2 bosses of the game. Aghanim 2, then Ganon, and then Nahiri will be finished with his run.
That's 1 hit. Now, how many hits does Aghanim take? I've never actually...
It takes 6, so...
6 hits? So that's 2.
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
Nice.
That's the triple.
Right there.
Oh, and then pain.
Locks him into this corner right here, but he does go down, and that is Aghanim 2.
With the victory slashes.
So yeah, assuming you have good RNG, you can finish this fight in 2 cycles, but like getting double triples is pretty difficult to pull off, especially when you don't know how the room or the Aghanim setup is going to be for that. Okay, checking his bottle setup before jumping in. He has 2 fairies, so this shouldn't be too bad.
Should be able to just sort of go full aggro on Ganon without even using
Yeah.
Cape.
Yeah, at this point, because he doesn't have any bottles, I probably wouldn't worry about using Cape. It only takes 6 hits in these 2 first phases, and then onto the 3rd phase.
Meanwhile...
But, okay, still gonna use the Cape anyway, that's fine.
Be careful, because you still need the lamp.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine now, though. Usually half magic is enough for... Or, well, half of your meter on a normal meter is enough.
Ganon doing his little teleport dance.
Ooh, picked a nice place to stand, dodging the 2 flames from that one bat.
I have to wonder if that was a prediction or if that was, luck.
Probably luck, just because knowing that he has the 2 fairies, is probably not super worried about this fight.
No, I really wouldn't be either. Alright, we're on the last phase. Did they find the arrows in Hyrule Castle? Yeah, I think they did.
Ganon, you're lying. That was in the Sanctuary, not Hyrule Castle.
I think it counts.
Yeah, like that. It counts that as the same item pool, obviously, but yeah.
No hot double. Risky play using the fire rod. Oh, and a hug.
This could actually be really risky here. Gonna need to get these hits in now, because he is out of magic.
Ganon is not cooperating.
I don't... Nope. Okay, I think he has to take a fall now.
Oof. Maybe. The lamp could save them.
Oh. No, he can't. He didn't have enough for even 1 torch.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Much cape use at the start.
Yeah, it was using the cape at the start and then also using fire rod as opposed to lamp, even though it is kind of slow. And it's still safer just because you don't use a lot.
Frustration slashes at the Aghanim statue. I don't really blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all, honestly.
Alright, buying 1 green potion to get their mana back. Are they gonna buy the blue? Yep, there we go. There's a blue potion. Got the money for both of them.
Yeah, making sure that he has a bunch of different resources at his disposal, which is not a bad play.
No, not a bad play at all. Almost a vanilla entrance into Dark World.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, because it's right there at that gateway.
Alright, back in for round 2. So, I'm thinking, what would be, like, would you be able to rotate the bosses around for a randomizer seed?
Yeah, I believe there is an Randomizer that does allow that, where you can have, like, different bosses in different locations, and sometimes you can even fight, like, one boss multiple times.
Interesting. I wonder if there's a version of those where it's all Ganon.
I don't know if Ganon is a possible choice, but I don't know everything about it.
I think that'd just be the trolliest.
It's always interesting seeing the ones where, like, whenever Cold Stare gets shuffled around, you don't actually see the icy shell that he has, so you have to just kind of assume that it's there. And deplete that before. Yeah,
It's
taking
another
a fall right there.
And they used the blue potion already. We've only got one left.
Frustration bonks. An extra frustration bonk right there.
Yep. I don't blame them. This is, it's almost tilted.
Yeah, Nahiri's got to feel pretty tilted right now, not just in terms of this, but just how the seed was and how it started out. So I can definitely kind of understand the frustration going through his head right now.
I would. I don't know if I'd want to play another round after this, but this is almost like salty run back inducing. I would want to do another seed just to redeem myself.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Sometimes if there's a seed that ends in that fashion, I just want to do another one to redeem myself.
I'm with FF Guru here. Press F to pay respects for finishing this.
Yeah, seriously, major respect and props to Nahiri for seeing this through the end. You can tell that's just not really enjoying the way this has been going, but not wanting to give up, wanting to show everyone out there that I can finish this, and that's honestly a good mindset to have, I think.
Yeah. Alright, teleport dance is on. Right. Final phase of Ganon. Are we going to see a torch glitch? No, unfortunately.
But using the lamp this time, which is
Lamp
not bad.
and the fire rod.
Does have that magic potion though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, realistically, they're not in any danger of running out of mana. Unless Ganon is just the biggest troll. Which, let's face it, he is.
Whoa, somehow managing to sidestep that fire that was like right in front of his face.
Alright, gonna finish this strong.
Man, he is just warping all over the place right here.
Really is. Oh. You want to talk about tilt-inducing. Alright, looks like the torches are reset. Waiting for Ganon to get out of the way, and then there.
Okay, this should be it right here.
This should be the last hit. That's Ganon dead.
Yes.
The bacon has been buttered.
Everyone in chat, definitely give out your GGs for that. Really, really solid finish. I'm sure it was really tough for Nahiri, but pulled through, made it through that seed, showed that Ganon was not going to consume his life anymore, and that's great.
Nahiri is done with an official SRL time of 3:14.19. burn and bomb the seed.
And posting as their comment, it was fun. So even despite all of that, still just like admitting that, you know what, I had fun with this seed. It was cool to go through it. Like, that's such a great attitude. I love seeing that.
They are a better sport than I am. I will admit that.
Definitely.
Do we want to try and get them in for an interview as well?
I will ask. We are running pretty long in this, but we'll see if we can maybe make it short.
Sora's fireworks sale. Gotta be one of the more annoying items we have. That's not just straight up money.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you consider the fact that you can normally buy 10 bombs for only 50 rupees.
And apparently the magic mushroom was explosives?
I guess so.
Boom. Sora's fireworks sale.
Yeah, I guess it was then at that point.
More annoying items we have. That's not just straight up money.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you consider the fact that you can. Okay, we are going to get a few words from Nahiri.
And apparently the magic
gonna wait until they appear in the waiting room. Gonna set up for getting Mike set up, I'm guessing, and everything else. Also, just taking a breather after finishing all that. Yeah, I guess it was then at that point.
More annoying items we have. That's not just straight up money. That was an interesting 3 hours though.
Yeah, for sure. Man, just a lot of things were like, when you look at the seed after the fact, it seems like it was. It's always a way different experience from watching a seed and then also playing a seed.
Yeah, there's a major difference in playing and watching these races. Just like there's a major difference in a lot of them. A lot of speedruns.
Because, like, looking at what we know now, there was definitely a way that you could route this, but because they just didn't know where the mirror was going to end up being and where other items were going to end up being, it's just so hard to call. Even just the green pendant giving boots, that in itself is something that you wouldn't think of right away, just because you'd have to beat a pendant dungeon to get there. So
that and it's vanilla, and we're playing randomizer.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. Nahiri is saying that they're ready, but I don't see him in either waiting room. Okay, they're in waiting room now.
Alright, and here's Nahiri.
Congratulations, GG, on finishing your run. Guessing, is your mic set up or anything, or?
Might be having some.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Push to talk on Discord, that's why.
I'm still getting used to that myself, so no worries.
But yeah, thanks guys. It was a fun seed, difficult, but I wouldn't expect anything less.
So, what'd you think of that purple mirror?
It was very interesting when I found it, and when I found it, I'm like, well, this just opens up a whole lot now.
Yeah, it really did. It really opened up a lot, and yeah, as far as you saying the seed was difficult, yeah, like even if they gave you red mail at the very beginning, you had to go through so many of those early dungeons with such few hearts, and definitely noticed a couple times having to leave a boss for later, or even Ice Palace for later as well.
Yeah, it was. I got the Ice Palace, I found the flute, I went in, died, and then I just left and went and tried to do other things because I didn't have the health to do it at the time.
Yeah, I was definitely very starved for health, that's for sure. And even your opponent ran into a lot of very similar issues as well. Honestly, the biggest difference was that he actually did the purple chest very early, so he kind of had all those options that you were mentioning way earlier. So I think that was definitely the biggest difference in time, and also the extra visits to Ice Palace also kind of made a difference as well.
Yeah, I imagine that didn't help my case any. When I finally found the mirror after doing 2-3 dungeons, I'm like, well, there's not many things left. So, overworld, let's go explore.
The other big difference is Zephlar completely cleared out Hookshot Kid because he went Light World first. How'd you feel when you finally found the Quake Medallion?
I was happy because it was, let's go. I immediately left and went to T-Rock. And I'm like, well, Quake, I'm here, let's go. And then I found Bo, and then I'm like, well, that's go mode. And then I just started going as fast as I could. Because I know about that 2-hour mark is when everyone starts to worry. And I was definitely starting to worry.
Yeah, going to Turtle Rock was a very good call. I mean, you could almost say that was like the only call you could make at that point, just because I think your other option was Mire, and then just 5 chests in T-Rock versus the 2 chests in Mire. It just seemed like the more logical play to go there first. So, yeah, good call there. I think even your opponent actually opted to do Turtle Rock later after Mire, so it's, again, kind of a small time save you had at the end of the day, so definitely something you can kind of take alongside that, and just, yeah, you definitely had some good routing choices. Just that mirror just kind of held you up for quite a bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it was still fun regardless, and I know everyone who advances to the brackets, which it won't be me, just didn't have luck on my side. I've had brutal seeds throughout the entire group stages that everyone will do just fantastic and keep giving a great show.
Well, that's a great attitude to have, especially in Randomizer, because that's the thing. Like, it's Randomizer. Anything can happen in these races, and a lot of people can have like the same kind of luck with getting these very out of the way, adventurous, and sometimes trolly seeds. So, congrats on playing through it all, fighting your way to the very end. Very admirable, and it was fun to watch your journey to the end of the seed.
Thank you.
And with that, I think we should probably wrap it up. It's been a great time. A good run, race.
Absolutely.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to very quickly put these in the chat again. Definitely follow our runners if you are interested in checking them out. They put on a great show for us today, and it was a really, really fun run to watch. Also, thank you once again to Dustin, the tracker for this race. Thank you to FFGuru78, the restreamer, my partner in commentary, Drake Tempest. It was a fun ride through this seed, and it was a good time held by all.